a.m. And the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels Baseball. Now in his 9th season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
A wonderful Tuesday evening for baseball. The Kernels have already gotten off on the right foot tonight. We completed a suspended game from last night, and behind 4 shutout innings from Chris Hunter, the Kernels had just 1 hit, but edged Dayton 2-1, upping our homestand record to 3-1. It's Pierce Elementary School night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, just before 7 o'clock. The Pierce kids have just completed a parade from their seats in the plaza section around the rim of the infield, down the third base line, and now they're exiting the field through the umpire's tunnel. The Pierce Pizzazz in their dark green shirts are going to sing in just a few moments, and we're going to sing to you in a tune of starting lineups. Here are the starting lineups for the regularly scheduled contest 9-inning game tonight. First for Alonzo Powell and his Dayton Dragons. Their record now is 18-26. Dayton's leadoff batter is Luis Bolivar. He's the shortstop. Batting second and playing second base, Evan Conley. Hitting third for the Dragons at first base, Joey Votto, V-O-T-T-O. The cleanup man for the Dragons is their right fielder, Ryan Fry. At third base, it's Walter Olmstead, and he'll hit fifth. The left fielder batting sixth for Dayton is Kyle Smith. Left-handed hitting Ben Himes will serve as the DH, and he'll hit seventh. Catching and batting eighth, Miguel Perez for Dayton. And in center field batting ninth is Elvin Beltre. On the hill for the Dragons is a 6'3" right-hander. He's from Central Arizona Community College, David Schaefer, S-H-A-F-E-R. David was taken in the 32nd round of 2001 by the Cincinnati Reds. 22 years old, and a record of 2-0 this year. He's making his second start, 13 relief appearances. He was their closer, and they saw such good things from him that they wanted to give him more innings. 2-0 as a closer, 26 in the third innings pitched. He's given up just 10 hits, struck out 30 men in a closing role, and has walked only 7. A 1.37 ERA for David Schaefer, making his second start for the Dayton Dragons. The Pierce Pizzazz is performing behind the dirt batting circle, and as they continue to entertain here on their special night, Allen Motor Company is proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Big things happening at Allen Motor Company right now. Their 101st year birthday bash. It means if you buy now, your first year's maintenance is free on Allen's. Only at Allen's during their 101st year birthday bash can you get your first year's maintenance free on Allen's. 2004 GMC Envoy SLEs are available at a $379 per month lease right now at Allen Motor Company. That's a savings of $7,000 on every 2004 GMC Envoy SLE. 2004 GMC Sierras start at just $15,995. That's a savings of over $4,000 on those 2004 GMC Sierras at Allen Motor Company. Allen's 101st year birthday bash. Your first year's maintenance is on them at Allen Motor Company. They're open late Thursday until 9 o'clock, or you can visit them online at allenmotor.com, ALLENMOTOR.com. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup for this Tuesday night game. Quan Cosby in center field leads it off. Batting second, the shortstop, Brandon Wood. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order and playing third base for the first time this year, Bobby Wilson. The Kernel's second baseman is the leading RBI man in the Midwest League, Matt Brown. Matt Brown playing second base for the first time this season. Hitting fifth in the Allen Motor Company order, he drove in the game-winning run in the completion of the suspended game earlier this evening. Matt Brown batting fifth, Matt Pauley batting fifth at first base. Hitting sixth and serving as the DH in the Allen Motor Company order is Caleb Mayer. Playing right field is Blake Balcom, and Balcom will hit 7th. Batting 8th and catching Tommy Duenas. Aaron Peel will bat 9th, and he's in left field in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company order, on the hill, pitching for the first time since Sunday, May 16th up in Appleton, 22-year-old southpaw, Nick Touchstone. Nick Touchstone, an 18th round pick of the Angels in 2002, 6'5", 220. Nick Touchstone is coming off sensational performances. He's allowed only 1 hit and no runs in his last 2 starts covering 10 innings. Nick Touchstone, 1-1, a 2.95 ERA, an 8-0 winner Sunday the 16th of May up in Appleton, Wisconsin, 6 scoreless innings. Let's listen in for a moment to the Pierce Pizzazz. They're a group of elementary school youngsters performing behind the dirt batting circle, and I'd like you to hear them sing on Pierce Elementary School night. The Pierce Pizzazz getting a well-deserved round of applause from this crowd on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Thanks to Anderson and Brown Eye Care, we can now set the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo. A team of umpires has to focus on a goal of getting the calls right. That ability to focus is an absolute necessity. Anderson and Brown Eye Care can help make sure your eyes focus properly for all the important calls you need to make every day. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo. Behind the plate, Jesse Redwine. And on the diamond is Nick Monaco. Well, the pregame festivities will continue to unfold down below, and as they do, with the first pitch by a youngster from Pierce Elementary School, we want to remind you that one of the biggest thrills your daughter or son can have this summer is to take the field between innings and get the autograph of their favorite Kernel player. That can happen by registering them at either of our Culver's Frozen and Custard Butterburger restaurants to be the Culver's Small Fry of the game. As the Culver's Small Fry of the game, your son or daughter will be allowed to take the field in their Culver's cap and get the autograph of their favorite Kernel player. Then Mr. Shucks will present your son or daughter the Culver's Small Fry with a gift certificate for a free kids meal at either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants. Register at the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger here on the southwest side, right in front of the Windsong 12 Theater Complex, or across from Allen Motor Company, I-380 Boyston Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. That's the other Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurant where you can register your son or daughter for their chance to take the field as the Culver's Small Fry of the game. They will not forget that great fun. The Randy's carpet, the Randy's red carpet is being rolled up. Another Randy's carpet, red carpet welcome to our first pitch throwers. Now the Liberty Bank autograph ball toss is about to unfold. Mr. Shucks has a bucket of Liberty Bank autographed Kernel baseballs, and he, along with the helper, are tossing those autographed Kernel balls up into the stands with the Liberty Bank logo on them. A big, big crowd from Pierce Elementary School in the plaza section, and as the Liberty Bank autographed Kernel balls continue to be hurtled up into the stands, we want to tell you that there are no finals yet on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's tell you that State Farm insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Lanny Peterson bring us the schedule of games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In the National League tonight, Atlanta takes on the Expos. I believe that game's in Montreal. The Reds are hosting Florida. Philadelphia and the Mets at Chase Stadium. The Cubs take on the Astros in Houston. At Miller Park, the Dodgers and Brewers square off. Postponed already due to rain, the Pirates and Cardinals at Busch Stadium. At Denver's Coors Field, it's the Padres and Rockies. And later tonight, the Diamondbacks and Giants at SBC Park. In the American League, it's the Yankees in Baltimore at Camden Yards. Oakland takes on the Red Sox at Fenway. The Mariners in Cleveland will tangle at Jacobs Field. Tampa Bay and Minnesota in St. Petersburg. Texas and the White Sox at Comiskey. And at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals host Detroit. A color guard is marching out onto the middle of the diamond. The Cost Cutters Dream Team has taken the field, and the Kernel ball players are autographing the Cost Cutter logo Kernel baseballs for them right now. This entire crowd, which is growing and growing as we knew it would, is on its feet as a color guard is marching between the lines. They'll set up between the pitching mound and first base. And now we're going to join the Pierce Pizzazz, the youngsters from our featured elementary school tonight. They'll sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's join the PA system so we can hear Pierce Pizzazz introduced. The color guard still standing at attention. And now here's our PA announcement.
Many soldiers have made great sacrifices for our freedom and our American flag. Please stand and pay tribute to our flag as one team presents our national anthem.
To honor America, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem as being performed this evening by Pierce Pizzazz.
The Pierce Pizzazz with the national anthem. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members will remain on the diamond, standing at attention as the colors will be retired from the middle of the diamond. The storms that have put a damper on the beginning of this 11-game homestand are gone. The Kernels are coming off a 2-1 victory in the completion of a suspended game from last night. The homestand record is 3-1 for the Kernels, and overall the Kernels sport a terrific 25-18 record in the first half of the Midwest League. Bev Taylor's our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers, and we're going to enjoy the fun of Kernel baseball in just a moment. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community. Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
I don't know what like he may still be in baseball. He never got a real good opportunity with the Eagles, unfortunately. That's the way it goes.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
3-1 or a 2-1 series opening win last night and earlier this evening as we completed a suspended game. The Kernels are in their white home uniforms with red numbers trimmed in black, red sleeves, navy blue caps with red bills. The visiting Dayton Dragons have no touch of red in their uniforms, and that's surprising because they're the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds. Dayton has dark gray road uniforms with black socks, black numbers trimmed in green, and they're one of 3 Midwest League teams that have the distinction of their names on the back of their uniforms. Not too many Class A ball clubs have that luxury. Luis Bolivar cuts on the first pitch at 7:10 by our count here on the Rockwell Collins Game Link scoreboard. He fouls it straight back, strike one. Luis Bolivar, a .208 hitter, 4 homers, 19 RBIs. He's from Venezuela, and a fastball from Touchstone is down and in, even to count 1-1. Bolivar was 1 for 5 with a stolen base last night and in the completion of the suspended ball game. Ball 2 from Nick is down and in, a fastball. A different look for the Kernels. Bobby Wilson's playing third base and Matt Brown playing second base. The first time each of those guys have played those positions. A ground ball to third. Bobby Wilson looks like he's been at the hot corner the whole season. He fields it flawlessly and on to Matt Pauley. Luis Bolivar tested Bobby Wilson early in his first start at third base, and Bobby made the play easily. In the outfield for the Kernels, it's Aaron Peel in left, Quan Cosby in center, and Blake Balcom in right. Tommy Duenas is the catcher. Here's a fella that didn't play last night or earlier this evening in the completion of the suspended game, Evan Conley. Conley's a right-handed hitter, went to Jacksonville State. He squares the bunt and takes a curve for a strike called. Conley's not a big guy. They list him at 6'1", 200 pounds. Evans from Manatee High School in Florida. Lives in Bradenton. And he was taken in the 34th round last year by Cincinnati. He's one of the few ball players you see in the modern day who chokes up on the bat. Boy, you just don't see that anymore. Ball 1 is high. Conley looks to be kind of a punch and Judy hitter. And he takes ball 2, a changeup from Touchstone. Evan in 19 games, batting .316, no home runs, 3 RBIs. He bats from a deep crouch and chokes the bat about 3 inches. And takes a strike at the knees, 2-2. Conley reminds you a little bit of how Pete Rose used to bat from the right side. Remember how Pete used to hunch down in that low crouch and watch the ball into the catcher's glove? He was a tough out, Charlie Hustle. A curve drifts inside to Conley, ball 3. Gorgeous night for baseball. They're still filing in. 65 degrees our game time temperature. Sun shining brightly. And with all the rain we've had since Thursday, the grass is a beautiful, lush, dark green. The payoff pitch from Touchstone is corked in the air to shallow left. On comes Aaron Peel, and he makes the catch on a shallow fly ball into left field off the bat of Evan Conley. Nick Touchstone, off on the right foot, has retired the first 2 Dayton Dragons. Now he'll face a big left-handed batter, Joey Votto. Votto played with the Dragons last year. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's from Toronto, California. No, he isn't. I'm sorry. He's from Toronto, Canada. There's a misprint here. I didn't think there was a Toronto, California. He's a Canadian. And he ducks out of the way of a curveball high, ball 1. Nick's next Uncle Charlie, low and away. Joey Votto, a .231 average in 60 games with the Dragons last year. 1 homer, 20 RBIs. A strike at the knees from the tall Colonel lefty. Most of the crowd knows the temperatures will drop a little bit as the evening goes on, so they've prepared by bringing jackets and blankets. A deep drive to left could put Dayton on top. It's way back at the wall, and it is a fair ball beyond the reach of Aaron Peel, and Joey Votto is safe, sliding into second with a 2-out double. Boy, that ball tailed at the last minute and lost some steam. It landed fair by about a foot down the left field line. At the 3:15 mark, it disappeared. Aaron Peel ducked into the corner and retrieved it. Joey Votto has his 8th double of the year, and Dayton has a chance to take the lead here in the top of the first inning. Ryan Fry, the batter. Fry didn't fare well in game 1 of this series. 0 for 4. He struck out 3 times. He's a right-handed batter. Strike 1 at the knees from Nick Touchstone. Fry, as I mentioned in the completion of the suspended game, walloped 15 home runs in only 59 games last year. He nubs one foul to his skipper, Alonzo Powell. An interesting story about Alonzo Powell. Not only did he break into the Midwest League with the Clinton Giants back in 1983, but he played in the Japanese big leagues from 92 to 97. And Alonzo Powell became the first American player to win 3 straight batting championships in Japan. That's quite a distinction. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Ryan Fry fans, and Nick Touchstone pitches around a 2-out double in the top of the first inning. No runs for Dayton, 1 hit, no Kernel errors. The Dragons leave 1. The Kernels won the completion of the suspended game 2-1. And after 1/2 inning here in the nightcap, or not the nightcap, the regularly scheduled game, I'm getting my terminology mixed up, it's Dayton nothing and the Kernels coming to bat. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets Forrest Draper Insurance in Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets Forrest Draper in Marion about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
When we met at Spaghetti, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
David Schaefer has a challenge. He's being converted from a closer. He was such a good closer that he's now going to serve as a starting pitcher. Schaefer led the Dayton Dragons in saves with 5, and he's 2-0. He's making his second start. David Schaefer, a right-hander, to face Quan Cosby. Quan hitting .247, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. And a strike is called to Quan. State Farm Insurance agent Gary Schubat, our guest here in the broadcast booth this evening. His son, a freshman, Ryan, at Jefferson High School. And one of the great pieces of fun I had growing up as a kid was not only going to baseball games with my dad. Quan lost one foul. This will be beyond the reach of the catcher, Miguel Perez, and 2 rows up into their premier seats behind the Dayton third base dugout. It just grazed a girl on the neck, but she has a lifetime honorary contract from the Kernels and a free spaghetti dinner at Giugiano's. I bet Ryan Schubat already knows how to keep score, but if he doesn't, his dad Gary will sure help him out. I remember my dad being so patient with me, teaching me the positions. Now, Johnny, the pitcher's number 1, the catcher's number 2. I never could figure out why the third baseman was number 5. A sharply hit one-hop bullet to second, and Evan Conley retires Quan Cosby. Quan got around good and cracked it, a one-hopper to the second baseman, one gone here in the Kernel first inning. In fact, there's a book recently. Oh, it's maybe 4 or 5 years old. You still see it at some of the major booksellers about the very topic of keeping score at a baseball game. It is fun. Brandon Wood, the shortstop, hitting .297, 6 homers, 27 RBIs, and a slider taken outside by Brandon. From the right-hander, David Schaefer. The Kernel record now 25-18 following the series opening win. A ground ball corked to deep short, backhanded by Bolivar, and he throws in time to get Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood hit it pretty sharply, but his counterpart, the shortstop Luis Bolivar, backhanded and threw him out. Bobby Wilson had the only Kernel hit in our 2-1 victory last night, and earlier this evening, a leadoff double back in the second inning last night. Imagine how the Dragons feel. They held the Kernels to 1 hit last night and tonight, but lost the game 2-1. Bobby Wilson with a 12-game hitting streak. Dribbles one foul off the end of the bat to the backstop. Bobby's hitting streak stands at 12, and that's the longest by a Kernel this season. Schaefer working from the stretch because that's what he did as the closer earlier this spring for the Dragons. It looked like a split finger delivery or a changeup. It was taken low, 1-1 to Bobby. Right-handed batter. Nobody on, 2 out here in the Kernel first inning. A high drive, a lazy fly ball to right. Ryan Fry has a beat on it, and one hands it to end the Kernel first inning. David Schaefer retires the Kernels in order in the bottom of the first. The Kernels won the completion of the suspended game from last night 2-1, and after one in the regularly scheduled game, the Kernels and Dragons, no score. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernel fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernel scores 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Fall 6 weekend, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll think. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, the other book.
No score as Walter Olmstead, a strapping, tall, strong switch hitter, will stand in from the right side against 6'5" Kernel southpaw Nick Touchstone. Nick coming off an 8-0 shutout victory his last start Sunday, May 16th in Appleton. 6 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. A changeup is in the dirt, ball 1. To Walter Olmstead. Wears his black socks up high, his gray trousers just below the bottom of his knees. Ball 2 drifts outside to Olmstead. Walter in 70 games hit .277 with Billings last year. 12 homers, 48 runs driven in. He takes a letter-high fastball for a strike. Big white cotton ball-like billowing clouds above. They remind me of my years living in Minnesota. Minnesota had beautiful white cotton ball-like billowing clouds. Olmstead cuts on a 2-1 pitch and fouls it off to the right. Blue skies, A very light breeze. Well, as a matter of fact, as we look at the flag high above the 403 mark in right center, it's perfectly calm now. Strike 3 called. Nick Touchstone painted the outside corner, and Olmstead turns and walks like a beleaguered guy that just got called out on strikes. He looks disgruntled with both himself, but what he's really doing is tipping his cap to Nick Touchstone, saying, hey, that was a big league pitch that I couldn't swing at. Nick gets ahead of Kyle Smith, a right-handed batter, strike 1. Kyle Smith, an 18th round pick of the Reds last year, hit .262 with Billings. He swings late and tips one foul into the glove of catcher Tommy Duenas. Remember, a new look to the Colonel infield tonight. Bobby Wilson playing deep at third, and Matt Brown getting his first start of the year at second base for the Colonels. A pitch down and away, wasted by Nick Touchstone to Kyle Smith. It makes you wonder if Sean Rodriguez may be injured and if Howie Kendrick is just getting another night off with that sore groin. Ball 2 down and in to the right-handed batter. Colonel outfield plays this hitter to hit the other way just a tad. Quan Cosby cheating into right center. The 2-2. Swing and a tip foul. Tommy Duenas held it. 3 strikeouts in a row for Nick Touchstone. Nick is a very soft-spoken, humble gentleman giant. We had him as our dugout interview guest recently up in Appleton, and he was saying that he's been pitching since he was 9 years old and that he got to play shortstop in Little League even though he was left-handed. Told us that his great uncle is one of the most admired men in baseball, Bobby Richardson, a 12-year career with the New York Yankees, works on behalf of the Fellowship for Christian Athletes, and Nick Touchstone has said he's really enjoyed getting counsel from his great uncle, Bobby Richardson. A fastball low, and now a strike on a curve to Ben Himes, Himes. Bases empty and 2 out in the Dayton second inning. No score. Himes is 23 years old. A knee-buckling curve, and that's strike 2. Boy, Nick Touchstone is pitching with such vigor and rhythm and confidence. He's bursting at the seams, wanting to get that ball back. Curve and a swing and a miss. Nick Touchstone fans aside. Nick Touchstone, the 6'5" lefty, has now spun 12 shutout innings in succession. He strikes out all 3 Dayton batters he faces in the top of the second inning. And after an inning and a half, it's the Colonels nothing and the Dragons nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
This is the time of year when people are giving and receiving lots of presents for weddings, showers, and graduations, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you gift wrapping paper should not be disposed of in your blue recycling box. Instead, reuse your gift wrapping paper for other special occasions or put it in your regular garbage for collection day. Remember, don't put gift wrapping paper in your blue recycling box. Thanks from Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Is Tim Kirkchin a metrosexual? Have you ever waxed your body hair?
Absolutely not.
Do you moisturize daily?
No.
Has a gay man ever hit on you?
Yes.
Do you like it? Tim Kirkchin's grade. Golick was an 8. I was a 29. Your score is a 10, which means you are a possible future metrosexual.
Closer to Golick.
Can I tell you what you were 1 point away from in the 0 through 9 point range? The first line would have been stud. You're a manly man.
Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Matt Brown playing second base, hasn't handled a chance yet. Nick Touchstone has fanned 4 in a row, and he's extended his scoreless inning streak to 12. We're facing David Schaefer, a right-hander. who appeared out of the Dragon bullpen 13 times with 5 saves. This is his second start. And his first pitch is taken low and away by the right-handed hitting Matt Brown, tops in the league with 36 RBIs, 9 homers, 266 batting average. Brownie wears a protective black shield on the front foot, above his front foot, and a curveball drops in for strike 1 to Matt. Brilliant sunshine, delightfully cool, and no more storms. Boy, Friday's Friday's tornado sirens and torrential downpour turned into a cancellation. We were to play the swing of the Quad Cities, and that game cannot be made up because it was the last time the swing would visit us in the first half. Ball 2 is upstairs to Matt Brown. Hey, our Culver Small Fry is down below. He'll get to take the field after this Kernel second inning, get the autograph of his favorite Kernel, third baseman Bobby Wilson. The little fella's wearing a Chicago Cub cap. So is his daddy. A curve nips the outside edge. It's 2-2 to Matt Brown. A high pop foul onto the grandstand roof right behind home plate. Great to see the Mix 96.5 FM Westdale Mall home run hot tub in use. That extends off the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion above the left field wall. The lights are on here. A beautiful view of the Cedar Rapids skyline. We can see Quaker Oats. We can see the Iowa Realty building, the Cedar River Towers, that is. Brown has the jackknife out of the way of a fastball inside. Ball 3. We can see the Roosevelt Hotel. We can see the Crown 5 Seasons. We can see City Hall. We can see the APAC building, Mercy Hospital, and the Great America Leasing building, as well as Penford Products. What a view! A high pop foul over the Kernel first base dugout. Gorgeous night for baseball. Becky DeWald, Dr. Becky DeWald, will be joining us a little bit later in the 4th inning. Right now, we're glad to have Ryan Schubat sitting to our left. He's keeping score of the game. He's a freshman at Jefferson High School. And his dad's name very familiar to you Kernel fans, State Farm Insurance agent Gary Schubat. Oh, Matt Brown couldn't lay off a high fastball. It was chin high, and that's exactly what David Schaefer wanted to do, is he wanted to tempt Matt Brown, and Matt fell prey to that age-old temptation, the high fastball. Swing and strike 3. 4 in a row retired by the right-hander for Dayton. The Dragon pitching staff ranks last in the league in the Midwest Circuit. Their team ERA is above 5. Matt Pauley drove in the go-ahead run in the completion of the suspended game earlier this evening. He was hit with the bases loaded on a 1-2 pitch by lefty Trey Rice. Matt looks at a strike called. He's using a 2-tone color bat. A brown or a rust-colored handle and then a dark brown barrel. Ball 1. This is inside to the Kernel left-handed hitting first baseman, batting .318. Matt loops one to third. It's a foul ball. Walter Olmstead may have a play. He does make the catch. He bobbled it in the Dayton bullpen and then caught it. Walter Olmstead would be on ESPN's Web Gems tonight if they were here. Olmstead had to range far to his right into foul ground, into the Dayton bullpen beyond their third base dugout. The ball popped out of his mitt, and then he recovered and caught it. 5 straight now set down by David Schaefer. Caleb Mayer, the batter. And a pitch high to Caleb. Caleb was our featured Mercy Birthplace Kernel Cutie tonight up on the right center field scoreboard, the Rockwell Collins game link. His picture was shown to the spectators here, a change up in the dirt. It's 2-0 to Mayer. And then 3 pictures of Kernel Cuties, Kernel ball players when they were toddlers, were shown, and the crowd was asked to pick Caleb when he was a baby. And the picture of Caleb showed him waving, leaning up against a chair. Ball 3 low to the Colonel DH. I'll tell you what, after this 3-0 pitch, strike one called. My sister lives in Seattle, Washington. They've had 2 glorious days of sunshine, and they're not a rarity in Seattle, but they're certainly not that common either in the Pacific Northwest. You get beautiful days, and then you get overcast. A broken bat grounder to third, gobbled up by Olmstead, on to first. The barrel of the bat winds up at shallow shortstop. Caleb Mayer rolls out to third, and that ends the Colonel's second inning. The first 6 Colonels have been set down in order by David Schaefer, the former closer. And after 2 innings, it's still the Colonels nothing and the Dragons nothing. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Winning requires determination, energy, power. At Alliant Energy, we know the power of teamwork. Our team gives its all every day to deliver reliable power to you. We're committed to meet the growing needs of our customers. Delivering safe and environmentally friendly energy keeps us focused. Our dedication to serve our customers keeps us on our game. And that's a winning combination.
Alliant Energy, we're on for you.
There's a dream that lies in your heart to tell you you're one of a kind. This is your time, just for you. Rise up, be strong. Originality lasts a whole lot long. Nothing better. Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality. Dr. Pepper, salute individuality. Dr. Pepper, do what you do. Anyone, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper, do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
Third inning, the Colonels were 2-1 victors, even though we were out hit 2-1 in the completion of the suspended game from last night. And the Colonel homestand record stands at 3-1. Tomorrow night, the gates open at 5:30, a 6:30 start. Thursday, a noon game. Come on out Thursday, won't you, for the noon start? The gates open at 11. I promise you'll have a fantastic night of fun. Miguel Perez, a right-handed hitting catcher, leads off in the Dragon third inning, and a strike on the outside corner from Nick Touchstone. Miguel Perez looks like a catcher, and I don't say that in a disparaging way or a way to make a joke. Catchers are often thick-legged with big hindquarters, and that's exactly what Miguel Perez is. He's 6'3", 190. A pitch was low to the right-handed hitter. Now a swing and a miss at a high changeup. Miguel's only 20 years old. He's from Caracas, Venezuela, the home of Andres Galarraga. Did you hear the good news about the big cat? He's undergone a successful treatment for a cancer. He beat it once earlier in his career, and he wants to be signed by a major league club so he can achieve the 400 home run career plateau. Fighting off a pitch in on his hands is Miguel Perez. It's still 1-2 to this Dayton catcher. Swing and a miss. Nick Touchstone is on fire. That's 5 strikeouts in a row by the Colonel lefty. Kevin Jepson last night struck out 6 batters in 4 2/3. The start before up in Appleton, Jepson struck out 13 in 6 innings. And now Nick Touchstone is showing the strikeout tendency. Ball 1 is high and away to Elvin Beltre. 222 hitter, right-handed batter, uses a black lacquer bat, wears a pair of black batting gloves, and has his wrist taped with white athletic tape. A strike is in there, and Elvin steps out. All you Cub fans better be ready. The Lansing Lugnuts visit. Starting Friday night, Pat McGrath's Chevyland used car giveaway night. That means 4 of you Kernel fans, 18 and over, with valid driver's license and proof of insurance, will drive away from Friday night's game against Lansing in a Pat McGrath used car. Ball 2 outside, and now Elvin steps into the next one and launches it foul away to the right. I have had people tell me, and this is an interesting point of discussion now that we've inked a 4-year deal with the Anaheim Angels, that we'll extend our agreement with Anaheim out to 14 years. We've been with the Angels when they were the California Angels for 10 years. Oh, a curveball, strike 3 called. That is 6 in a row. Andy Pantini is our resident bowler, and I think if you knock down the pins, if you strike for 6 strikes in a row in bowling, they call it a double turkey. Well, Nick Touchstone has achieved a double turkey in baseball terms. He has struck out 6 Dayton Dragons in a row. No, we have extended our working agreement with Anaheim for the next 4 years, and that's because they've given us terrific kids, wonderful prospects, and they're great people to work with in Anaheim. A ground ball to third, backhanded by Bobby Wilson, and he throws the batter out. Luis Boulevard grounds out sharply to Bobby Wilson for the second time. I'll finish my story about the Lansing Lugnuts and their parent club, the Chicago Cubs, when we return. The Kernels won 2-1 in the completion of the suspended game earlier tonight. We come to bat in the home half of the third, tied 0-0 with the Dragons. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in the Zone. Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the second year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott calling all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Bob, Colette, and Marion can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from Bob, Colette, and Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Uh-oh, we got somebody hurt. This is liability.
Well, we're going to have a delay in the action. We've had an unfortunate accident on the field, and a fella doing a Coral Ridge Mall Dizzy Bat Race is being tended to by Colonel Trainer Brian Renker. And we'll hope that everybody comes out of this okay. A delay in the action is someone has been hurt on the field doing a in-between inning contest, and good medical attention is on the scene right now. Unfortunate incident, and hopefully we'll have good news to report down the road. It's no score as we go to the bottom of the third inning. The fellow who is hurt is now up, and listen to the hand for him. It is a Well, listen to the hand for the fellow that was hurt doing the Coral Ridge Mall Dizzy Bat Race. And the St. Luke's medical staff right on the scene, they're going to do a follow-up checkup to make sure that that contestant is all right. I mentioned the Lansing Lugnuts coming in, and I talked to a lot of folks in the eastern Iowa area, and we've had this as a subject many times. Eastern Iowa is a melting pot. There are Cub fans, Twin fans, Cardinal fans, White Sox fans, Yankee fans, Reds fans, but predominantly, and I say that as a Cardinal fan, predominantly Eastern Iowa. Here's a deep drive into left center by Blake Balcom, but it's going to be caught by Kyle Smith. No, Elvin Beltre has it. Blake Balcom stepped into the first pitch and hit it pretty well into deep left center, but Elvin Beltre scooted to his right to glove it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third inning. There are folks that tell me that if the Cedar Rapids franchise ever became a Cub affiliate like it was in the early 50s, that we would fill this ballpark every night. And I'm not so sure about that, but I do know there are a lot of Cub fans in Eastern Iowa. And your chance to prove me wrong, your farm team is coming in. The Lansing Lugnuts, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And according to all my good friends who are Cub fans, if we were a Cub affiliate, we would fill the ballpark every night. So let's fill it this Memorial Day weekend with all you Cub fans coming out to see your beloved Lansing Lugnuts play our Kernels. A strike is called to Tommy Duenas. Gary Shubat has lived in this community quite a few years. I've been here 9 years, and I'll talk to Gary between innings, our State Farm Insurance agent visiting this evening, and see what he thinks. If we ever became a Cub affiliate, would it mean sellout crowds every night? A swing and a foul out of play down the left field line by Tommy Duenas. It's 1-2. We're very happy to be with the 2002 world champion Anaheim Angels. But we're happy to welcome in the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Cubs this weekend for their only visit to Lansing Lugnuts. Tommy Duenas, a 181 hitter, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. Schaefer's 1-2 is swung on and missed. A slider down and away. Second strikeout for David Schaefer, and quite a pitching duel so far. Quite a pitching duel so far between Nick Touchstone and former closer David Schaefer. Aaron Peel now bats. 8 straight retired by the right-hander. David Schaefer. Swing and a miss by Aaron Peel. Schaefer last year had 13 saves with Billings. He was 0-3, appeared in 25 games, and had a 3.04 ERA. Ball 1 inside to Aaron Peel. Aaron drove in one of the two Kernel runs in our series opening win last night and earlier this evening. Aaron has belted 6 homers, driven in 13. Ball 2 high and away. Kirby is down below, our good friend from the Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling Department. Here's a line shot into left field, maybe extra bases. No, it's cut off by Kyle Smith. Big turn by Aaron Peel. He holds it first. Aaron Peel hit a missile, a rocket into left center for the first Kernel hit of the game. Aaron Peel is aboard as the go-ahead run. I mean, he muscled up on one, and he drilled it into left center. Kyle Smith raced to his left to cut it off on one hop. Made a good play to hold Peel to a 2-out single. Here's Quan Cosby. Quan hit a one-hop bullet to Evan Conley and was thrown out in the first inning. Quan, a switch hitter, batting left. The runner goes. A pitch of ball. The throw to second in time. Aaron Peel caught trying to steal second. The tag was made by Evan Conley, the second baseman. The Kernels, the leading stolen base team in the league, are caught. It went 2-4 to end the Kernel third inning. In the third for the Kernels, no runs. 1 hit, our first of the game. There were no Dayton errors. A man caught trying to steal second. Nobody left by the Kernels. Dr. Becky DeWald, the principal of Pierce Elementary School, expected to join us sometime during this next inning, the 4th inning. Kirby is going to show our audience what to do with gift wrapping paper. It's gift-giving season with graduations, weddings, and those sorts of things. After 3, it's still the Kernels nothing and Dayton nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Evan Conley leads off the fourth in a scoreless game, and ball one is up inside. Conley, a .316 batter, flew out to left his first time up. Nick Touchstone delivers a strike at the knees. Nick has now spun 13 straight shutout innings. His two previous starts, and now tonight. The 6'5" southpaw's 1-1 is fisted to second. Matt Brown with his first chance and his first start at second makes the play. Evan Conley's 0-for-2. He rolls out to second. One away in the top of the fourth. No score. Man, offense has been at a premium in this series. In the first game last night, completed earlier this evening after the suspended action last night, 3 hits in that game, and tonight, 1 hit for each team. A bunt, and this could be a hit. Bobby Wilson charges and throws, not in time. Bobby was tested by Joey Votto. Joey Votto, a power-hitting left-handed batter, bunted, and he's now 2-for-2. It's a base hit all the way. Bobby Wilson made a fine play rushing in from third. His throw was in the dirt. Matt Pauley couldn't come up with it cleanly. Even if Pauley had come up with it cleanly, I think Votto would have beaten that bunt out. Right-handed hitting, Ryan Fry now at the plate. Top of the fourth inning, no score. Fry fanned his first time up, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Ryan wears a ace bandage or a sleeve around his right elbow. Touchstone tosses to first, and Joey Votto back standing up. The sun is still a factor for right fielder Blake Balcom. In fact, he's holding his right hand up in front of the bill of his cap so he can see. Votto has 2 steals and 2 tries. He's not going. And a pitch drifts outside to the batter, whipping a throw down to first Tommy Duenas, but the runner back standing up. No score, top of the fourth inning. A pitch hit a mile high behind second base. 3 men are coming together. Quan Cosby, the center fielder, takes charge, and in shallow center, Quan has it. Ryan Fry flies to shallow center, holding at first Joey Votto. 2 away in the Dragon fourth inning. Let's enjoy our kernel of wisdom now. As we said during the first game, Billy Southworth, the manager of the Cardinals from mid-1940 to 1945, had a winning percentage of .657. He had the highest winning percentage, second highest winning percentage to Joe McCarthy for any manager managing over 1,500 games, yet Cardinal skipper Billy Southworth not in the Hall of Fame. A curve is a strike to Walter Olmsted, a switch hitter. In this regularly scheduled game, our Kernel of Wisdom, Dodger pitcher Don Drysdale slugged 7 home runs in a single season twice. Big D did it in 1958 in the Coliseum in Los Angeles before Walter O'Malley had Dodger Stadium built in Chavez Ravine. And then Don Drysdale duplicated the feat, 7 home runs in the season in 1965 in Dodger Stadium. A high pop foul drifts out of play to the right. It's 0-2 to Olmsted. Now, I don't know how many of the 7 home runs in 58 and in 65 came at the Coliseum in Dodger Stadium, but what an athlete. Don Drysdale, in 2 separate seasons, slugged 7 home runs. Who says pitchers can't hit? Don Drysdale sure could. A curve and a swing and a miss. Olmsted is the 7th strikeout victim of lefty Nick Touchstone. Nick is now spun 14 straight shutout innings at the opposition. And he pitches around a 1-out bunt single here in the 4th inning. No runs for Dayton, 1 hit, their second. There were no Kernel errors, and the Dragons leave 1, their second man stranded of the evening. The Kernels won the completion of the suspended game earlier tonight 2-1, and after 3.5 in the regularly scheduled contest, Kernels nothing, Dayton nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
Hey, how was the trip?
Great. Thanks for getting my mail.
Anytime.
Wait, where's my new copy of ESPN the magazine and my free messenger bag?
Oh, gotta run.
Hey! Is that my bag hanging on your chair?
No.
The hottest magazine out there is offering the coolest deal. Just call 1-877-ESPN-MAG today and get 26 issues for just $1 an issue. Call now and you'll receive a free ESPN the Magazine messenger bag to carry your 26 issues around in style.
Quan Cosby was at the plate when Miguel Perez threw out Aaron P. Here's a base hit into right field. Quan Cosby stroked the pitch beautifully, pulling it into right, 2 hops in front of Ryan Fry. Cosby was at the plate when Aaron Peel was thrown out trying to steal second base to end the Kernel third, and Quan Cosby has the second Kernel hit of this game against right-hander David Schaefer. Now, Mike Vanderwood, the voice of the Dayton Dragons, was kind enough to come in between innings and tell us that the catcher, Miguel Perez, has an unbelievably quick release to second base. I'll tell you the story in a moment. Quan is not running. His time is called. Mike Vanderwood reported that the average catcher takes 1.8 seconds from the time he catches the ball to deliver it to second base on a stolen base attempt. Miguel Perez gets it down there in 1.5 seconds. A slider. Did Brandon Wood go around? No, says the base umpire Nick Monaco. Johnny Bench, the Hall of Fame legendary Reds catcher, has helped Miguel Perez refine his throwing, and if you can get it down there that quickly, I don't care if you hit $150, you're probably going to play in the big leagues. Swinging a foul straight back off the trademark of Brandon Wood's bat. We're expecting Dr. Becky DeWald, and it looks like we've gotten a thumbs up that she will be able to join us shortly. Hopefully. She's with her colleagues in a suite. All right. We expect Dr. Becky DeWald from Pierce Elementary sometime soon. The Kernels hope to score sometime soon. Let's make it this four. There goes Cosby in a swing and a foul. Oh, the Kernels playing hit and run. Brandon Wood whistled one foul straight back. He's in the hole 1-2. I love the upbeat pressure that the Kernels put on the opposition. We lead the Midwest League in home runs, batting average, stolen bases, and defense. And we are sporting a 25-18 record overall. Brandon Woods grounded out to short his first time up, a throw to first, and Quan dives back in safely. Cosby has stole 9 out of 10 bases. A tap foul behind home plate. I know our good friends, our season ticket holders, Marvin and his wife, they're tuned in down below next to the Colonel dugout, and Marvin's wife is wearing her Cub jacket. Now, they come to all the Colonel games, but I wonder who they'll root for this Memorial Day weekend. Will they root for the Colonels or the Cub minor leaguers, the Lansing Lug? The Colonels, Marvin's wife says. Yes, they'll root for the Colonels. A pitch outside, a runner trying to steal, and he's out at second base. Hey, Mike Vanderwood's tip has helped us explain why Quan Cosby was thrown out. Miguel Perez gets rid of it faster than anybody in the league. The caught stealing, I believe, went 2-6. I think the shortstop took the throw, but I'm not sure. Miguel Perez putting on an exhibition the Colonels haven't seen from a catcher in the Midwest League yet this year. He throws out another would-be Colonel base stealer. Now a swing and a miss by Brandon Wood on a curveball, and quickly 2 gone in the Colonel fourth inning. I'm not sure why Eric Hearn has on a Cub jacket, or does he? Wow, Eric Hearn is wearing a Cub jacket. He's our spotter down next to the Colonel dugout, and boy, oh boy. Eric Hearn is one of my best friends, but I'll have to settle something very important with him the next time I see him. I didn't know Eric was a Cub fan. A ground ball foul past third. I know he loves Hawkeye Downs Racing and he loves the Colonels, so I suppose we'll have to forgive him as he's a Cub fan. No, we're just kidding. Eastern Iowa is the melting pot with all different allegiances. Bobby Wilson strokes one foul past third. A deep drive into left center, maybe extra bases, way back is Smith, and he has it! What a catch by Kyle Smith. It carried him into the green padded wall, just to the left of the 378 mark. Oh, Bobby Wilson not only barely missed extending his hitting streak to 13 games, but he almost hit a home run. We go in the Colonel fourth inning, no runs, 1 hit, a man caught trying to steal second. There were no Dayton errors. The Colonels leave the bases empty. 4 full innings in the book, and the Colonels nothing, Dayton nothing. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
Our family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Wake up to something fresh.
Rise and shine. Oh, my God!
Take one pizza, add sports, news, weather, and kickstart your day.
This is a rocket with wheels. Woo!
Serve cold. It's the morning show of champions.
Are you hot wings or are you cold pizza?
You don't get this at any other morning show.
Wake up to Cold Pizza, the morning show with everything. Weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Oh, and hold the anchovies.
Dr. Becky DeWald is with us. She's the principal at Pierce Elementary School. Pierce Pizzazz performed before the game, and Becky, not only was that impressive, but the parade. Your kids made huge posters, and tell us about all the preparation that went into tonight's event.
Well, first of all, we have to thank our music teacher, Becky Collier, for getting Pizzazz organized. You know, this time of year, it's kind of hard to get all the kids together. Yes. Everyone's busy and families are busy. So I really appreciated everything she did to bring folks out to the ball game tonight. And our art teacher, Liz Weber, organized the signs. Now, the guys tell me we forgot a few letters. We were supposed to have Pierce Panthers, but we had all of Pierce, but not quite all of Panther. I don't know what happened to the rest of the letters. But, hey, we had a good time anyway.
The parade looks perfect from up here, Becky. And thanks for acknowledging both Becky Collier and your art instructor, because the kids, I could tell this morning when we visited, it's a 1-1 count to Kyle Smith leading off in the fifth, and a beautiful Uncle Charlie strike 3 called. Excuse me, I got the count mixed up. Good morning, good noon, good night to Kyle Smith, and that is now 8 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 strikeouts for lefty Nick Touchstone. Becky, when you had us out this morning for the Toyota Financial Services Reading Program Assembly, you did something that's so gratifying. You brought myself and our player Matt Abram and Matt Moss into the main office, and I want you to describe to our listeners the thrill we got this morning before the assembly even started.
Well, every morning at Pierce School, we start the morning together, and you joined us this morning, and we appreciated that. We have TVs in every classroom, and so every morning we have a morning message that has to do with the goals of the school.
Today it was teamwork.
It was yep. And then we all sing a patriotic song, and we rotate. We don't do the same song all the time, because our hope is every student will leave Pierce School knowing a lot of patriotic songs. And so thank you for joining us this morning, John.
Well, it was a thrill, and I saw why I have a face for radio, but it was wonderful of you to invite us, Becky. And Matt Abram stood at attention as Justin sang the national anthem, and a 1-2 count now to left-handed hitter Ben Himes. He struck out his first time, and he loops a humpback liner to Matt Brown at second. Ben Himes hit it off the end of the bat and pulled it to the second baseman. Matt Brown getting his first start at second, and he handled the humpback liner for the second out of the inning. 2 away and no score in the top of the 5th inning. Becky, when I was a kid, the principal would come on a PA system, and you'd look up at an old antiquated speaker in the classroom, and you'd get the morning lunch count, and he'd remind you of things like you do, values and spirit and character issues. But to be piped into every classroom at Pierce via that link on a camera and TV, that astounded me.
Well, you know, we have the Pierce PTA to thank for that. They are a great group of folks that help us out buying some of those extra things that make our school a nice place to be.
And a nice 5th inning for Nick Touchstone as Miguel Perez grounds one sharply back to the base of the mound, and Nick Touchstone tosses to first to end the inning. Becky Pierce, Dr. Becky DeWald of Pierce Elementary School. I said this morning, the two are synonymous, with Dr. Becky DeWald being the principal at Pierce Elementary, is with us, and she'll be with us in the bottom of the 5th inning. This is a fast-moving game, Pierce Elementary School night. The Kernels won the completion of last night's suspended game 2-1, and after 4.5 are tied with the Dragons no score in the regularly scheduled game. More with Dr. Becky DeWald when we return. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
It's an information jungle out there. Predators are after your money, looking for that credit card receipt left behind, that blank check you lost. Any information to help them claim another victim of America's growing crime, identity theft. Don't give information to people you don't know, and report suspected fraud to your bank. Learn more at www.aba.com. And stay out of the jungle. This safety message is brought to you by Bank Iowa, Iowa's hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron Motor Oils and Lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com. Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, toasty.
Wow. Two of the top two home run hitting clubs in the league have been embroiled in a game and a half of offensive futility. A 2-1 Kernel win, the completion of a suspended game this evening. Only 3 hits in that game, only 4 hits tonight. We go to the bottom of the 5th, no score. David Schaefer, a transformed closer, has pitched brilliantly for Dayton, and so has Kernel lefty Nick Touchstone. A strike is into Matt Brown, the cleanup batter in the Allen Motor Company order. A strike at the knees. Nothing doing in either club's bullpen. Dr. Becky DeWald from Pierce Elementary is having a great... Here's a deep drive to left. Down the line, it may hook foul. It does hook foul. Onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. Well, Becky DeWald, you're right next to Kennedy High School. You have a beautiful playground. As Matt Abram and I and Matt Moss came in this morning, we were just a little bit early, and we noticed that you have the rubberized base for your playgrounds. How did you get that safety feature?
Well, the Cedar Rapids district's responsible for that, and it all depends on price. I guess those rubber chips can get real pricey sometimes.
But they're safe.
Yes, and they do prevent injuries when students fall. So the district puts them where they can, but it's one of those things, they have their pluses and their minuses because they get out in the grass and they get out on the blacktop, and people can stumble on them.
Sure.
So those ground covers have pluses and minuses.
Well, they sure beat the pea gravel I grew up with. You fall off the monkey bars and you get those pieces of gravel embedded. I was impressed with your entire operation, Becky. It's 2-2 to Matt Brown. When we first came in, some children were being mentored and taken care of at breakfast tables. I didn't realize that children got to eat breakfast at elementary schools.
We do. Every school in the Cedar Rapids district serves a breakfast that's optional. Students can come and have it if they're busy in the morning and don't happen to get breakfast at home. We know the brain works better with breakfast.
Isn't that the truth? And your kids were so respectful and well-behaved, yet enthusiastic when we showed them the rewards they can earn through the Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. Boy, their eyes lit up, and they were genuinely excited to crack open their favorite books this summer and earn those wonderful rewards from Toyota Financial Services. Matt Brown jackknifes up. Did the ball hit him? Well, Matt was started towards first base as though the ball glanced off his white home jersey, but the plate umpire, Jesse Redwine, just said, no, ball 3, it missed you. 3-2 count to Matt Brown. Yeah, Pierce Elementary is a very, very special place. A big school by Cedar Rapids standards, 460. Is that right, Becky?
We are. We are the largest elementary as far as number of students. Right now, that changes off and on.
Yes, it does, with shifting neighborhoods and enrollment. A pop fly into shallow left. Retreating is Luis Bolivar, and about 15 feet into shallow left. Matt Brown is retired, 1 away in this bottom of the 5th inning. No score, Kernels and Dragons. Well, Becky, I know that our time is short, but I did want to give you a chance to say a few more words about what Pierce means to you and what it means to the community.
Well, thank you, John. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to have a Pierce night at the ballpark. I think this is just great fun for kids and families in a place I'm proud of here in Cedar Rapids. So we were glad to add this activity to our school calendar. So thank you for having us out.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Well, you're welcome, and we hope to make this a tradition at Pierce.
I think we've got no problem making it an annual tradition in April or May. A squibber off the end of the bat to third. Matt Pauley is thrown out by Walter Olmstead, and David Schaefer's mastery of the Kernels continues. He's given up 2 hits, the 2 Kernel hits by Peel and Cosby. Both those fellas were thrown out trying to steal second. 2 away in the Kernel 5th, and Caleb Mayer, who grounded out to third, will try to get the Kernels jump-started here in the home half of the 5th inning. Becky, what's the name of the marvelous woman who greets everyone in the office there at Pierce?
Well, it's Julie Plant, and she's our secretary that helps get us organized for tonight.
Oh, she's something.
She's really a special person.
She has so much patience and is so pleasant with people, both in person and on the telephone.
She is. She's a nice representative of our school.
Now, as far as your kids, where do they go to middle school after they get done with 5th grade at Pierce?
Most of them go to Harding, but some of them go to Franklin, too. So we split up, and then we all go back to Kennedy.
A high, deep drive into right center. I don't think anybody's going to get it. Oh, what a spectacular catch by Elvin Beltre. He looked like Paul Blair of the Orioles as he went into deep right center and robbed Caleb Mayer of an extra base hit. Put a star by that one. Elvin Beltre on a dead run to the right of the 403 mark made a sensational catch on a drive by Caleb Mayer. In the 5th inning, the Kernels go 1-2-3-0 across. Well, Becky DeWald, we want you to enjoy the rest of this wonderful, beautiful Tuesday night. Thank you and all of your staff and your children for accepting our invitation to come tonight. Looking at that plaza section and seeing it so full of happy kids and families from Pierce is very gratifying.
Thanks, John.
Thanks to Becky DeWald. We go to the 6th inning. It's still the Kernels 0 and Dayton 0, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best selection in the area, plus all the free expert advice you'll need to make them grow, choose Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are filled with beautiful colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio pots, and blooming annual flower plants, including the best and newest blooms for sun or shade. Grow your own vegetables and herbs from Peck's large selection of favorite vegetable and tomato plant varieties that are ready to plant. Peck's also has hundreds of varieties of hardy perennial plants, plus acres of trees, shrubs, and evergreens for landscapes. Contact Peck's for an estimate on your landscape project. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where their knowledgeable staff is ready to answer plant and gardening questions. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Elvin Beltre, the man who made this spectacular catch in deep right center to rob Caleb Mayer of an extra base hit, stands in. The number 9 hitter struck out looking in the 3rd. He took a pitch low and now a strike. Nick Touchstone, 5 shutout innings. He's fanned 8, embroiled in a pitcher's duel. A number to the right side, charged by Matt Brown. And he throws it to the home plate side of first, almost a wild throw, but a terrific play by Matt Pauley to help Matt Brown making his debut at second base. And make no mistake about it, it's an entirely different throw from second base than it is from third base. About as stark a contrast in motion and perception and distance and all that, and Matt Brown almost threw that one away. But a good stretch by Matt Pauley. He almost ran into the batter. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Each club has just 2 hits, and we're playing in the top of the 6th inning. You know what that means. It's time for our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Boy, this game is going so fast. It's hard to believe it's time for our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Luis Bolivar. Remember to check today's Gazette or tomorrow's Penny Saver for the coupon from the Springhouse for a 4-piece roasted chicken dinner. Buy 1, get the second half price. Nick Touchstone delivers high, and he's fallen behind Luis Bolivar 3-1. Bolivar is grounded out to third baseman Bobby Wilson twice. If you've been one of our previous Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners, please don't call in tonight. A deep drive to left, fading back in front of the wall is Aaron Peel, and he has it. Right below the Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub, the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub. Luis Boulevard made a bid for a home run, but it fell about 15 feet short. Man, I don't know. Those girls in the hot tub they must have skin that's tough as a rattlesnake. I would be shriveling up like a prune if I spent 5 full innings in that Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub. 2 gone for Evan Conley, and he takes a strike called. Remember, check today's Gazette or tomorrow's Penny Saver for the wonderful coupon offer from the Springhouse, a 4-piece roasted chicken dinner, buy one, get the second one half price. A looper to second beyond the reach of Matt Brown, a 2-out single by Evan Conley. In this scoreless game, the third hit for the Dragons, Evan Conley loops it over the head of second baseman Matt Brown. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. 2 former Cleveland Indians have driven in over 160 runs in one season. 2 former Cleveland Indians have driven in over 160 runs in one season. One was from Norway, Iowa, and the other is now a Boston Red Sox. Name them. A strike is called to Joey Votto. We'll be giving you the phone number at the end of this Dayton 6th inning. We have 2 able assistants standing by to help answer the phone. So I'll give the number after this top of the 6th inning. 2 former Cleveland Indians drove in over 160 runs in a single season. One was from Norway, Iowa, and the other is now with the Boston Red Sox. Name those 2 former Indians. That's our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Hey, nobody clued me in. It's Bud Curran's 85th birthday. Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame groundskeeper Bud Curran, 85 years young tonight. 1-1 to the left-handed batter Votto. A breaking pitch in the dirt from Nick Touchstone is ball 2. No score. Top of the 6th inning, and we have a Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question out there for you. A short lead at first, and a broken bat roller to first. Matt Pauley a few steps to his right, one-hands it and beats Joey Votto to the base. Joey Votto, who had 2 of the 3 Dayton hits, broke his bat on a check swing and rolls out to first unassisted. In the 6th inning, no runs for Dayton, 1 hit, no Kernel errors. The Dragons leave 1. They've stranded 3. The number to call to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse, 896-7589. 896-7589. 896-7589. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's the Kernels nothing and the Dragons nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Welcome in a scoreless game. Leads off for the Kernels against David Schaefer, bottom of the 6th inning. Breaking pitch, strike 1. We have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. We'll repeat the question and relay the answers that our winner gave and congratulate him in just a moment. Blake swings and misses at a slider outside, strike two. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question, two former Cleveland Indians drove in over 160 runs in a single season. One was from Norway, Iowa, the other now with the Red Sox. And congratulations, Casey Brandhorst. Casey Brandhorst of Central City, Iowa. Swing and a miss. A curveball, and Blake Balcom gone on 3 pitches to open up the Kernels' 6th inning. That's 4 strikeouts for David Schaefer. Casey Brandhorst cited Hal Trotsky. In 1936, he drove in 162 runs for the Cleveland Indians. Hal Trotsky of Norway, Iowa. And Manny Ramirez, now a Red Sox in 1999 for the Tribe, drove in 165 runs. Casey Brandhorst, congratulations. You've earned a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse Family Restaurant. And an unbelievable postscript, so ironic that the first time in 9 years Hal Trotsky has been a subject of our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. We told you earlier that State Farm Insurance Agent Gary Shubat is our guest this evening with his son Ryan Shubat. And little did we know that Ryan Shubat has a connection with Hal Trotsky. A swing and a miss by Tommy Duenas. He's in the hole, 0-2. Ryan Shubat, freshman at Jefferson, welcome. And I'd like you to tell our listeners, how in the world do you know about Hal Trotsky?
Well, me and Anthony, his grandson, have known each other since we were in 7th grade, and me and him have been probably best friends since then, and I always hang out with him in the summers, and we've been playing football and running track and playing baseball and basketball together for probably about 4 years now, so we've been really close.
Ryan, that's remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable that on the very night Hal Trotsky is one of the answers, along with Manny Ramirez, of our Springhouse Family Trivia question, that you know his grandson Anthony very well, a good friend. And ball two outside to Tommy Duenas. No score, bottom of the 6th. Kernels won the completion of last night's suspended game earlier this evening, 2-1. And there's no score with 1 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Tommy Duenas lifts one into left center. That should be easy for Kyle Smith. He comes together with Elvin Beltre, and it's the left fielder that grabs it, 2 gone. And that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, set down by David Schaefer. Well, Ryan, does Anthony talk at all about his grandfather, Hal Trotsky?
Actually, he doesn't. I really didn't know that Hal played in the major leagues till it was mentioned tonight, but I've been in his house many times, and I've seen pictures of his grandpa before.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
Well, he should be very proud. I don't know if he ever got to meet his grandfather. Do you know if he did?
I think so, but I'll make sure I talk to Anthony about it tomorrow to see what he thinks about that.
Well, you tell him his grandfather was the subject of our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. Now, does Anthony ever visit Norway? Does he have any relatives left there?
I don't know if he does. He's gone there before, I think, to meet some cousins, but I don't know how long ago that was.
A check swing by Aaron Peel. He went around. It's 1-1. What position does Anthony play in baseball?
Anthony plays shortstop.
Is he a pretty good player?
Yeah, he is, actually. Last year for our 8th grade team, he led off and played shortstop.
A chopper to third, and a tough short hop is vacuumed in by Walter Olmstead, and on to first to get Aaron Peel. The Kernels go in order for the first, second, third, fourth time in 6 innings at the hands of the dominant right-hander, David Schaefer. We have a whale of a pitching tussle between lefty Nick Touchstone and right-hander David Schaefer. We're scoreless through 6 innings. And Ryan Shubat, thank you so much for that very intriguing connection that you have. You're the best friend of Anthony Trotsky. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, John.
Ryan Shubat filling us in on his friendship with Hal Trotsky's grandson, Anthony Trotsky, who is at Jefferson High School. After 6, it's still the Kernels nothing, the Dragons nothing, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Your husband has a sore throat and he's whimpering about getting it checked.
That's when you make a mental note to yourself, must find family doctor.
How do you find the right doctor for your family?
It was easier than I thought. I called the number, and 3 minutes later, I had the names of 3 doctors who were in my neighborhood and were taking new patients.
Just call the Mercy Care referral line at 369-4444.
My Mercy Care doctor doesn't rush me out of the room with me saying, but what about, how do I? They take the time to answer my questions, even the silly ones.
It's that extra understanding, compassion, and care that Mercy Care community physicians practice every day.
So I got that doctor thing figured out. Now what do I do about that whimpering husband?
Find the right doctor for your family. Just call 369-4444 or find out more about our family doctors on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Finding a doctor you really like. That's real life. That's the Mercy Touch.
Mike and Mike. The big subject is whether or not Bud Selig will utilize the best interest of baseball power to institute a stronger drug testing program. Joining us now, the former commissioner, Fay Vincent. If you were the commissioner of Major League Baseball under the same circumstances today, would you do what they're saying Bud Selig is talking about doing?
You can't do it, guys. You can't interfere. That's a federal protected right the union has, and the management cannot do something unilaterally.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
And I oftentimes lament that we just don't see any old-fashioned pitching duels anymore, but we have one tonight, and it's been so enjoyable. I'll take one of these games any day over a 13-12 game or a slugfest. Nick Touchstone has gotten ahead of Ryan Fry, 0-2. Ryan is the cleanup batter. Just 5 hits in the game, 3 for Dayton, 2 for the Kernels, and some action stirring in the Kernel right field bullpen. A fastball, 89 miles an hour on the McDonald's speed pitch indicator underneath the Rockwell Collins game Lincoln right. And it is 1-2 to the right-handed hitter, Ryan Fry. A breaking pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is 9 strikeouts for lefty Nick Touchstone. And get this, he's now run his consecutive scoreless inning streak to an astounding 16 1/3. Man, Nick Touchstone, 16 1/3 scoreless innings. I hope his family's listening in South Carolina and Florida. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on Walter Olmstead. David Schaefer's been equally impressive. The right-hander has blanked the Kernels on 2 hits through 6 innings, and Dayton now has action in their bullpen. Ooh, ball 1 high. Wayne Hedden, a right-hander, up in the Kernel bullpen. And the Dragons counter with a right-hander. We'll try to get his number momentarily. A bouncer, foul past third, knocked down by Alonzo Powell, the Dayton skipper. Top of the 7th inning, no score. A lovely night for baseball on Pierce Elementary School night. It's now dusk. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. 10 strikeouts for Nick Touchstone. 6 2/3 scoreless innings and 16 2/3 total. The right-hander for the Dayton Dragons is Brock Till. Brock Till, T-I-double-L, is warming up for the Dragons in their right field bullpen. Nick Touchstone has fanned 10 batters. He has spun 6 2/3 shutout innings. And he misses low, ball 1, to right-handed hitting Kyle Smith. No score, top of the 7th inning. This is likely Nick Touchstone's last inning of work. He misses low and away, ball 2. State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Lanny Peterson proud to bring us this look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in this scoreless game. 2 out, nobody on for Dayton, and ball 3 low from Nick Touchstone. Neither hurler has walked a man so far tonight. On the State Farm Major League scoreboard, in San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Expos lead the Braves 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. At Great America Ballpark, a strike delivered by Nick Touchstone. At Great America Ballpark, the Red Hot Reds are leading Florida 5-2 in the top of the 8th. At Shea Stadium, they're in the top of the 7th. The Mets 3, the Phillies nothing. A big 3-1 pitch. Now the batter steps out, and Tommy Duenas to the mound. The Cubs are at Minute Maid Park, and in the bottom of the fifth, Houston leads Chicago 1-0. In the bottom of the fourth at Miller Park, it's the Dodgers 4, the Brewers 1. Rain in St. Louis, the Pirates and Redbirds postponed. Underway at Coors Field in Denver, the Padres lead the Rockies 2-1 in the bottom of the second, and later tonight, the Diamondbacks and Giants in San Francisco. In the American League, they're in the top of the ninth inning at Jacobs Field. Seattle 4, the Indians 4. Top of the ninth at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. 6-1, the Devil Rays lead the Twins. A breaking ball low and in, and the first walk issued by either hurler comes to Kyle Smith with 2 out here in the top of the seventh. Let's see if pitching coach Eric Bennett pops out of the Colonel first base dugout. They're in the top of the seventh at Fenway, and the Red Sox are trouncing Oakland 9-1. The Yankees lead Baltimore at Camden Yards in the top of the fourth, 2-0. Bottom of the fifth inning at Comiskey Park, Texas 4, the White Sox 2. And the Royals on top of Detroit in the sixth inning at Kauffman Stadium, 2-0. A breaking pitch, and left-handed hitting Ben Himes held up. No, he did not. According to the base umpire, Nick Monaco, strike 1 on Ben Himes. Chris Hunter pitched 4 shutout innings in relief to help the Kernels to a 2-1 victory earlier this evening, the completion of a suspended contest from last night. Nick Touchstone has pitched 6 2/3 shutout frames this evening in the regularly scheduled game, and he busts a fastball in on the hands of left-handed hitting Ben Himes. Ben swung and missed, strike 2. Nick Touchstone trying to make it 7 shutout innings and extend his scoreless innings streak to 17 innings. The 0-2 to Ben Himes instead of throw to first. And back standing up is Kyle Smith. The 0-2 pitch from the 6'5" Colonel lefty. Instead, he wings another throw over to first, and the runner back safely. It looks like we've seen the last of David Schaefer. It looks like Brock Till will take over in the bottom of the seventh inning. With a runner at first in a scoreless game, the 0-2 from Nick. Strike 3 called! Nick Touchstone with his 11th strikeout. He fans the side for the second time tonight. Nick Touchstone, 7 scoreless innings. He's now pitched 17 shutout frames in his last 3 appearances. Nick Touchstone, 7 shutout innings, records his 11th strikeout, and he has been magnificent as the Colonel starter here tonight. No runs in the 7th for Dayton, no hits, a walk. Nick Touchstone strikes out the side. The Dragons leave 1. They've stranded 4. 7th inning stretch, New Veterans Memorial Stadium, Pierce Elementary School night. Kernels nothing, Dayton nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
I've always had good luck at Zimmerman's. I've bought 5 vehicles here.
You buy a used vehicle, obviously you want it to hold up because you don't want to have problems with it. So we've always had really good luck here, so we just keep coming back.
On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Wildcat Golf Course would like to show you what makes us a great place to play. All 18 challenging holes are now open. We have all the services you need, from our new driving range to our expanded sandwich menu and our fully stocked bar and grill. Check out our large pro shop with new golf gear from Titleist, Srixon, and Wilson. Need clubs? Stop in and see our PCS custom club maker Bill Sutton for all your fitting needs. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why at Wildcat Golf Course there is always something unexpected.
Rev it up!
Get the key to buying and selling your next vehicle with the Corridor edition of Wheels for You. This automotive publication is available at over 400 locations near you every other Friday. Pick up your free copy today and put yourself in the driver's seat with Wheels for You. Call 800-397-8234 to place your ad today or visit us online at www.corridorwheelsforyou.com. Wheels for You, a publication of Gazette Communications.
Well, David Schaefer, in just his second start of the year, 6 innings for Dayton, no runs, 2 hits. The right-hander Schaefer fanned 4, and he walked none. Brock Till, T-I-double-L, will take over in the bottom of the 7th inning, no score. Nick Touchstone, 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. Touchstone was magnificent. Top of the order for the Kernels in the bottom of the 7th inning. Quan Cosby, a switch hitter, will bat left-handed against Brock Till. Brock is from Lewiston Community High School in Lewiston, Illinois, and he went to Bradley, a Bradley Brave, Peoria, Illinois, 17th round pick of Cincinnati in 2003. And he's a small guy, 5'9", 195. His fastball is bunted foul to the left of home plate, strike 1. Brock Till in relief of the starter, David Schaefer. Till has a record of 2-3. He has started 6 games for Dayton. This is his 5th relief appearance, a 5.44 earned run average. In 41 1/3 innings, the right-hander has yielded 45 hits. He's fanned 40 men in 40 1/3, walked 16. Wayne Hedden continues to warm up in the Colonel right field bullpen. He'll likely take over. No, that's Bob Zimmerman now. Look out! Quan Cosby spins out of the way of a pitch up and in, and he just did get out of the way. The league hitting .274 against right-hander Brock Till. Bob Zimmerman is up in the Colonel bullpen. Earlier, Wayne Hedden was throwing. Quan takes upstairs, ball 2. Delightfully cool Tuesday night. Kernels won the completion of the suspended game from last night, earlier this evening, 2-1. Lifting one foul into the rafters of the third base grandstand roof is Quan Cosby. It's 2-2 to the Colonel leadoff hitter. He owns one of the 2 Colonel hits. The Kernels had 1 hit last night and in the completion of the suspended game tonight, but beat Dayton 2-1. The Kernels have just 2 hits tonight. Aaron Peel and Quan Cosby both were thrown out trying to steal second, so the Kernels have yet to put a runner in scoring position against David Schaefer. How can we do against Brock Till? Well, not good so far as he busts a fastball 89 miles an hour right by Quan Cosby. 1 gone in the Colonel's 7th inning. The batter, Brandon Wood. I'll tell you what, I'll take one of these games any day or night. There's something about a pitching duel that is very intriguing. Every swing, every pitch, every at-bat is so critical. And you just don't see these old-fashioned pitching duels that often in the modern game. A high pop-up towards the mound. The first baseman calls for it. And between the mound and first base, Joey Votto brings it down. Brandon Wood, first pitch swinging, pops to first. And quickly there are 2 out here in the Colonel's 7th inning. Well, perhaps Bob Zimmerman will take over in the top of the 8th inning in this scoreless game. Bob is warming up in the Colonel bullpen as though he's going to come in relief of Nick Touchstone. Bobby Wilson with a double to lead off the 2nd inning last night, extended his hitting streak to 12. Bobby flew to deep left his last time up, and he checks his swing on a curveball. Low, ball 1. Till is working from the stretch. And a ground ball to third. Walter Olmsted on to first. The Colonels go in order for the 5th time in 7 frames. Bobby Wilson grounds to third. Just 1 hit for the Colonels in the victory of the completion of the suspended game, and only 2 hits tonight through 7 innings. That means the Dayton pitching has been outstanding. The Colonels have stranded no runners through 7. A new Colonel hurler will take over in the 8th inning, Bob Zimmerman. No score through 7. Kernels and Dayton. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
This is the time of year when people are giving and receiving lots of presents for weddings, showers, and graduations, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you gift wrapping paper should not be disposed of in your blue recycling box. Instead, reuse your gift wrapping paper for other special occasions or put it in your regular garbage for collection day. Remember, don't put gift wrapping paper in your blue recycling box. Thanks from Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling.
Hey, everybody, gonna get on down to Hometown Restyling.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Visit our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the incredible possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Give us a call at 378-1221.
Butterflies in your stomach. You know the feeling, like when you're not sure you found the best loan. Well, set those butterflies free. Talk with a knowledgeable banker at Wells Fargo. Whether you're interested in a home equity loan, mortgage, or auto loan, they can help you find a product that's just right for you, including unique financing options you won't find anywhere else. And every Wells Fargo loan has competitive rates and affordable payment options. So be sure you found the best loan. Call or visit Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and is equal housing lender.
What a magnificent performance by starter Nick Touchstone. Nick Touchstone went 7 innings, blanked Dayton on 3 hits. He fanned 11, he walked 1, and a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen has brought in the broad-shouldered right-hander from St. Louis, Missouri, Bob Zimmerman. Bob last pitched Saturday here at home against the Kane County Cougars. An inning and 2/3, no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. First pitch swinging and tapping one to third, where Bobby Wilson picks it up and throws the batter out just in the nick of time. That was not Miguel Perez, or was it? He's arguing with the first base umpire. It was Miguel Perez. Miguel Perez, a switch hitter, batting from the left side, I believe, tapped one to shallow third. Bobby Wilson, making his first start of the year, charged it and threw out Miguel Perez. And Alonzo Powell went over to plead the case for his catcher. It was a bang-bang play at first, and the call could have gone either way, but Nick Monaco signaled out. No score, top of the 8th inning. Curve is in there, strike one called to Elvin Beltre. Elvin, a right-handed hitter, is 0-for-2 tonight. No score, top of the 8th inning. Bob Zimmerman with the next delivery. And this one is bounced past third, a foul ball that got by Bobby Wilson. It would have been a double. Bobby has done great at third base, but he's playing it for the first time this season. I told you that Bob Zimmerman pitched Saturday, and indeed he did in a Kernel 6-4 loss to Kane County. Zimmerman did not figure in the decision. 1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. You think 1 run will win this ball game? It's starting to look that way, isn't it? But you never know. Sometimes the lid blows off in the late innings for both teams. Swing and a miss, but the ball in the dirt, and the go-ahead run goes to first base. The ball got by Tommy Duenas. It'll be a wild pitch. No out recorded. A strikeout credited to Bob Zimmerman. That really hurt. That really hurt. A strikeout, but don't blame Tommy Duenas. It was in the dirt. He did his best to get a body and a glove on it in front of it, but it was just too good a pitch from Bob Zimmerman. It skipped away. Bob is 2-3 this year. He leads the Kernels with 16 appearances, a 1.61 ERA. 6 saves. Good news. Mike Kuhlbeck, the Kernel Director of Public Relations and Marketing, has delivered us a very gratifying attendance, 2,043. 1,043 on this beautiful Tuesday night. Ball one is low to Luis Bolivar. There should be 2 out and nobody on. Instead, the go-ahead run at first with 1 out. Bolivar, 0-for-3, facing Bob Zimmerman here in the 8th inning. Takes a strike at the knees, an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Bob has pitched 22 1/3 innings, allowed just 15 hits. He struck out 30 batters in 22 1/3, walked 8, hit 2 batters, and now has thrown his first wild pitch of the season. Isn't that something? A bunt in the air if Tommy Duenas can find it. A diving try right in front of the backstop, and Tommy could get a huge hand for that effort. What a great effort by Tommy Duenas. He discarded his catcher's mask and came racing straight back behind the plate. He dove headlong onto the warning track material and came up just short. And it's strike 2 to the leadoff batter, Luis Bolivar. Bolivar, a right-handed batter, stands straight away, right on top of the plate. He stands close to it, and he bats with a deep knee bend. He has grounded to third twice and flown to left. He's a .208 hitter, 4 homers, 19 RBIs. 0-0, top of the 8th inning, 1 on, 1 out. Duenas sets up on the outside corner. A pitch out, the runner goes to throw to second in plenty of time. The runner out by 5 feet at second. The throw by Tommy Duenas was beautiful, and Elvin Beltre is cut down. It went Duenas to Brandon Wood, 2-6. In fact, Beltre slid so early that he popped up 3 feet from second base. That was Matt Brown who took the throw. Matt Brown, the second baseman, and out at second is Beltre. Now a pitch low and outside, ball 2 to the leadoff batter, Luis Bolivar. Nick Touchstone and David Schaefer locked horns, and neither starter gave an inch. Both pitched brilliantly in shutting out the opposition tonight. Here's the payoff pitch from Zimmerman. Tap to the left side, charged by Bobby Wilson. He short hops it, throws late, and the runner's safe. Great effort by Bobby Wilson, but his throw is a nasty peg in the dirt, and it's a base hit all the way for Luis Bolivar. Bolivar with a tap to third. Bobby Wilson made a brilliant pick on a short hop, and then had good mustard on his throw, but it was just a tad late and in the dirt, blocked well by Matt Pauley to prevent a wild throw. So the first hit for the Dragons since the 4th inning is a 2-out, or since the 6th inning, a 2-out infield single by the leadoff batter, Luis Bolivar. He may be running. He may very well be running. In fact, I bet he is. He has a huge lead at first base. He's not running, and a swing and a ball fisted foul to the backstop, strike 1 on Evan Conley. Conley, as we noted earlier, one of the few Midwest League players who chokes the bat. He chokes it about 3 inches, and he corks one to third. Bobby Wilson's long throw is in time. Man, you put a guy out there for the first time this season, and ball after ball after ball finds him. Bobby Wilson's played brilliantly at third base. He has 4 assists tonight, and he throws out Evan Conley to end the Dayton 8th inning. No runs against Bob Zimmerman by the Dragons. 1 hit, an infield single, a man caught trying to steal second, no Kernel errors, and the Dragons leave a runner, their 5th stranded of the evening. We go to the home half of the 8th. It's still all goose eggs. Kernels nothing, Dayton nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Unless you have a crystal ball that really works, nobody can foresee all the risks that might become realities. Most of us don't have a foolproof crystal ball, though. That's why it's sensible to consider the calamities that might occur to your car, home, business, or life, and insure yourself against the worst. See Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent, about a well-planned insurance program for your individual needs. The future is uncertain, See your Pekin insurance agent, Phil Andrews at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Renowned for his blazing fastball, Iowa's Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Feller earned the nickname Rapid Robert. The baseball immortal performed miraculous feats no matter which name he was called. The same holds true for Banks Heating and Air Conditioning. They're now known as Comfort Solutions by Banks. The new name, Comfort Solutions by Banks, brings with it the same quality and dependability you've counted on for years. Receive up to a $1,000 rebate or up to a 10-year extended warranty with the purchase of qualifying Dave Lennox Signature Collection home comfort systems from Comfort Solutions by Banks. Offer expires May 31st, 2004. Lennox, making your home a better place. Lennox dealers include independently owned and operated businesses. See your participating Lennox dealer, Comfort Solutions by Banks, for details.
No score, bottom of the 8th inning. The Kernels won the completion of the suspended game from last night earlier this evening, 2-1. As we approach 9 o'clock, this fast-moving second game started at 7:10, so it's less than 2 hours old. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Matt Brown, Matt Pauley, Caleb Mayer to face right-hander Brock Till. First pitch to Brownie is in there for a strike call, the fastball. Outfield plays Matt to pull a little bit. Only one man has reached second base for either club tonight. Joey Votto, a 2-out double off starter Nick Touchstone back in the first inning. Ski right to an 88-mile-an-hour fastball from the 5-foot 10-inch right-hander Brock Till. Both starters are gone, and neither will figure in the decision after each pitched brilliantly. A number behind the plate keeps Matt Brown in the hole, 0-2. Brock Till, in 18 relief appearances with Billings last year in rookie ball, was 1-1. 2 saves. He only hurled 29 innings, surrendering 23 hits. He struck out 23 men in 29 frames, walked 21. His control has been much better in this his second year of pro ball. Till has pitched 41 1/3 innings and walked 16. The 0-2 to Brownie. A high drive to left. Drifting back a few steps is Kyle Smith, and he's in front of the track and has it. Matt Brown was lunging a little bit on that pitch out on his front foot, and he sent it to rather deep left, but it was caught. Well, those 4 Kernel patrons are still enjoying the mixed 96.5 FM Westdale Mall home run hot tub. I don't know how much of the game they're watching. They seem to, there's one of them in each corner of the hot tub. I saw that they had a cell phone earlier. But they've had a dream night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Little League coaches, I want to remind you, if you coach girls or boys, you can sign your team up to take the field before a Kernel game. Here's a line shot into right, but right at Ryan Fry. Matt Pauley hit it on the button, but there are 2 gone in the Kernel 8th inning as Pauley lines to right. You can sign your team up to take the field with the Kernels before the game as the Cost Cutters Dream Team. They'll stand with the Kernel player at their position for the national anthem, and then the Kernel ball player will present your member of the Cost Cutters Dream Team with a Kernel logo ball, and they'll autograph it. All you need to do to sign your team up as the Cost Cutters Dream Team is call Jessica Ferguson of our front office, 896-7612, 896-7612, and Jessica will explain the 3 different options we have for you as far as seating and ticketing and what you want to include in your special night here as the Cost Cutters Dream Team, 896-7612. 2 away in the Kernel 8th, and a 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Caleb Mayer. Again, over 2,000 here tonight, 2,043. Ball 2 outside from the right-hander. Hard to believe the Dayton Dragons are ranked last in the league in pitching. They gave us 1 hit in last night's first 5 innings. No hits in the last 3 innings, although the Kernels won the resumption of the suspended game 2-1. A slider is a strike at the knees to Caleb, count even 2-2. And tonight, through 7 2/3, Dayton pitching has shut out the Kernels on 2 hits. What's that old baseball axiom? Good pitching will beat good hitting 9 out of 10 times. Swing and a miss by Caleb on a changeup. And the Kernels, for the 6th time in 8 innings, have been retired. 1-2-3-0 across. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It's still a scoreless battle between the Kernels and the Dragons. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Would you like to meet Cedar Rapids River Raiders Kenyon Murray and Dean Oliver and help a great cause? I'm Scott Unash from the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM, and I'd like to invite you to the 4th Annual Celebration of Sports Banquet and Auction. It's Tuesday, June 8th at 5:30 at the Collins Plaza in Cedar Rapids. We'll be awarding the Lynn County Male and Female Athletes of the Year, plus we'll salute 2 Special Olympians and much more. If you support local sports, make plans now to attend. Tickets are $25 and tables of 10 are available. Proceeds from this event help support East Central Iowa Special Olympics and the Sports Tourism Fund at the Cedar Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Call the Celebration of Sports hotline at 319-398-5383, extension 121 today to make your reservation. Join me, Scott Unash, in the Zone at the Celebration of Sports Banquet and Auction, Tuesday, June 8th at 5:30 at the Collins Plaza in Cedar Rapids. Remember, call 398-5383, extension 121 to make your reservation.
Hey, corporate employees and union members too, Airport National 27-hole public golf course in Cedar Rapids has an unbelievable new corporate union season pass special for you. 2 people for $300, 4 people for $250, 10 people or more for only $200 each, and a spouse for only $125 or just $50 for each child. Airport National Public Golf is now accepting new corporate, charity, and church golf outings and leagues starting as low as only $11 per person. Holy slice, Batman, please visit us just 4 miles east of the Eastern Iowa Airport today.
Top of the 9th inning. Numbers, the heart of the order for Dayton. They've out-hit us 4-2. We're scoreless. Bob Zimmerman to Joey Votto, who has 2 of the Dragon 4 hits. Ball 1 outside. 9 o'clock in the Midwest, and you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone. ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 1-1 now to the left-handed batter as Bob Zimmerman painted the outside corner with a fastball. Ball 2 is inside. Votto doubled with 2 out in the first, and he reached on an infield single in the 4th inning with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Bob Zimmerman just reared back and said, "Hit it, big guy, if you can. Here's my best fastball." And Votto was late getting around. Joey stands straight up from the left side. Strike 3 called. 93 miles an hour on the McDonald's speed pitch indicator for right-hander Bob Zimmerman. He literally overpowered Joey Votto. 1 away in the top of the 9th inning. Kernels and Dragons scoreless. Here's Ryan Fry. He's 0 for 3. A curve is laced into left field for the 5th hit for Dayton. Ryan Fry knew what to do with that hanging breaking pitch. He bashed it into left, and the go-ahead run aboard with 1 out here in the 9th inning. Now Walter Olmstead, a switch hitter, will bat left. Olmstead has struck out 3 times. Ryan Fry has no stolen bases this year. Olmstead hitting .284, 4 homers, 14 runs driven in, and he takes a slider low and in for ball 1. A noon game Thursday. The gates open at 11 o'clock. Man, we'd love to see you come out and enjoy the fun of a warm, sunshiny Thursday afternoon. Ball 2 inside, and Tommy Duenas takes a couple of steps towards the mound as he delivers it back to Bob Zimmerman. Only 3 hits in the first game of this series. Only 7 tonight. We've been out hit 5-2. Nothing the score. Fry is leading away from first. He's not running. And ball 3 sinks low to the batter. Let's see if Bob Zimmerman can come back and get Olmsted. And it wouldn't surprise me if Alonzo Powell, the skipper of the Dayton club coaching at third, turns this batter loose, Walter Olmsted. Why not turn him loose in a scoreless game? He did! A line drive, fair into the right field corner. Should give the Dragons the lead. Racing towards third is Fry. They're going to wave him home. We're going to have a play at the plate to throw home. Now they hold him at third. Oh, they held him at third. Dayton could have taken the lead in this game. Our prediction was right. It was predicated on the fact it was a scoreless game, and why not swing away on a 3-0 count? That's exactly what Walter Olmsted did. Bob grooved one for him, and the Kernels played it well. Blake Balcom got it into Matt Brown. Ryan Fry was racing around third, and Alonzo Powell suddenly put the stop sign up, and Fry put the brakes on. Walter Olmsted ripped one just over the head of Matt Pauley, just past Matt Pauley into right, and Olmsted, I thought, had driven in Ryan Fry with the go-ahead run, but Fry was held at third, and now Eric Bennett comes out of the Colonel first base dugout. Boy, Bob Zimmerman has been so good this season that you got to remember he's only human. He gave up a single to Ryan Fry on a first pitch curveball, fell behind Walter Olmsted 3-0, and you just knew Olmsted was digging in. And it did not surprise anyone that he'd swung on 3-0. That was the kind of situation where Bob had to groove one because he was behind 3-0. The Colonel infield is in for the play at the plate. Kyle Smith could give the Dragons the lead in this scoreless game in the ninth. A breaking pitch is down and in from Bob Zimmerman. Remember, Dayton had the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the ninth inning in the completion of the suspended game earlier this evening, and did not score. Chris Hunter prevented Dayton from tying the game or taking the lead. Ball 2 is inside, and Bob Zimmerman has fallen behind 2-0. There is a base open, but I don't think you want to walk this guy to get to a left-handed batter, although it would put the double play in order. So I have no idea what pitching coach Eric Bennett suggested Bob Zimmerman do in this situation. A broken bat roller foul ball, strike one. Alonzo Powell picked it up. The Dayton skipper coaching at third, and back to the bat rack goes Kyle Smith as he broke his bat. This Sunday, the Superstars are here. Sunday the 30th at 2 o'clock, the Superstars will be making their annual stop to entertain fans of all ages throughout the afternoon here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The number to call for tickets, 896-7560, 896-7560. Come join us this Memorial Day weekend, won't you? A 2 o'clock start Sunday. The Superstars will be here. Giant, gyrating mascots who emulate former and current big league ball players. A foul off to the right, and Bob Zimmerman has come back to even the count to Kyle Smith, 2-2. We'll be joining Sunday's game here on the Zone in progress. That's because the Zone will be carrying the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. It starts Sunday morning, and it should wrap up about 2:30, and then we'll join this game, or we'll join the Kernels and Lansing Lugnuts in progress here on Sunday afternoon. Bob Zimmerman with runners at second and third, 2-2. Strike 3 called! A slider at the knees! Wow! Bob Zimmerman got Kyle Smith after he fell behind him, 0-2. Bob Zimmerman with his third strikeout, and that is 14 Dragons that have fallen prey to the strikeout. Boy, our ball club strikes out an awful lot as well. It should figure we're the top 2 home run hitting teams in the league. We also both strike out quite a bit. Here's Ben Himes with 2 out. Ball 1 just missed high and outside, and Bob Zimmerman has reached 96 miles an hour on the McDonald's speed pitch indicator. Wow. Kevin Jepson hit that mark last night, and that's amazing. The 1-0. Ooh, they called it low, 97 miles an hour. That pitch looked pretty good. That pitch to Himes looked pretty good. Ryan Fry at third, Walter Olmsted at second. Top of the ninth inning, no score, Kernels and Dayton. Bob is set at the belt, look out. Uh-oh, a two-run double into the right center field gap. It may be a triple. Dayton leads it in the ninth, 2-0, and the batter will try for third. Ben Himes, the throw there, and he is out at third base. Oh, they called him safe. Oh, they called him safe. He looked out, but they called him safe. Well, don't blame Bob Zimmerman. Yes, he gave up a two-run triple, but he came with an out, within an out of keeping this a scoreless game. Ben Himes on a 2-0 pitch. We warned you, look out, and sure enough, we did have to look out, didn't we? Ryan Fry scores, Walter Olmsted scores, and Dayton has broken through here in the ninth to lead it 2-0. What a clutch two-out triple by Ben Himes, his third of the year. He did look out at third. The Kernels didn't argue. A brilliant relay throw came into Bobby Wilson, but Himes was safe. Now a strike called to Miguel Perez. Oh, brother, what a great game this has been, and maybe the Kernels can rally. The important thing now is to try to keep it a 2-0 game. Ball one, way outside. Zimmerman, 96 and 97 miles an hour on his first two pitches to the left-handed batter Himes, but you know what they say. The harder you throw them sometimes, the harder they're hit. Bob has been spectacular this season. There's nobody else the Kernels would rather have out there to try to keep it a scoreless game than Bob Zimmerman. He runs a fastball in on the hands of Perez, strike two. Don't count us out. We've been a comeback crew all spring long. A 2-0 score certainly is not anything to hang your hat about. The biggest hand of the night goes to a Kernel fan who barehanded a blooper in the premier seats above the Kernel's first base dugout. That's the most noise this crowd has made because of the tremendous pitching by the Dayton Dragons. And isn't it a shame that neither Nick Touchstone nor starter David Schaefer for Dayton figure into this decision? That's how crazy this game of baseball is. Neither of them will figure in the decision. All right, it's 1-2 to Miguel Perez. Strike three swinging. Hey, we're still right in the game. Bob Zimmerman struck out the side, but he gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 of them extra base hits. No Kernel errors. The Dragons leave 1 man aboard. Who's due up in the bottom of the ninth for the Kernels? Blake Balcom, Tommy Duenas, Aaron Peel. After 8.5, Dayton 2, the Kernels nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's.
Better call Papa.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
Wake up to something fresh.
Rise and shine. Oh, my God!
Take one pizza, add sports, news, weather, and kickstart your day.
This is a rocket with wheels. Woo!
Serve cold. It's the morning show of champions.
Are you hot wings or are you cold pizza?
You don't get this at any other morning show.
Wake up to Cold Pizza, the morning show with everything. Weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Oh, and hold the anchovies.
The Kernels giving up 2 runs on 3 hits in the top of the ninth inning. Dayton breaking a scoreless tie. They've out-hit us 7-2. And Blake Balcom, Tommy Duenas, and Aaron Peel will try to solve Brock Till. Brock is set down 6 straight in relief of starter David Schaefer. The Kernels have 2 hits tonight. They had 1 hit in the completion of the suspended game earlier this evening and nipped the Dragons 2-1. Blake Balcom, nothing for 2. Man, you'd never know the Dayton Dragon pitching staff was ranked last in the Midwest League. They have pitched absolutely brilliantly in this first 2 games of the series. They're trying to even the series at a game apiece and lower the Kernel 11-game homestand record to 3-2. But the Kernels have something to say about that. Ball 1 high to right-handed hitting Blake Balcom. A base hit up the middle. A base hit up the middle. That's a good start for the Kernels. Blake hit it as hard as any Kernel has all night. Blake Balcom hit a bullet right past the pitcher's leg. Brock Till into center. And now the Kernel crowd comes alive. Oh, Blake Balcom hammered one. A missile through the box. Blake adds to his 252 average. Tommy Duenas has struck out and flown to left. The Kernels have shown a great deal of resiliency all season long, being able to come back in ball games. Duenas takes a strike, an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Brock Till. 2-0 Dragons, bottom of the 9th. A leadoff single by Blake Balcom. Just the 3rd Kernel hit of the game. Ball 1, low and in to Tommy Duenas. Boy, I'll tell you, we have had a dandy baseball game here tonight. Anybody that tells you that Midwest League baseball is, if there's anything minor about it, there's nothing minor about this game except that we're below the big leagues. That's it. Because these guys play hard. They play well, and they play with a great deal of pride in what they do. A strike called to Duenas. He's in the hole 1-2. These 2 ball clubs deserve so much commendation tonight. Strike 3 to Tommy Duenas. He's gone on a fastball at the knees, and that strikeout is the 3rd for Brock Till. 1 on, 1 out for Aaron Peel. One of the things you know going into the any ball game is one team's going to win and another will be defeated. You have to live with that reality for 140 games, and when you win, you're exuberant and happy, but when you come back the next day, it's 0-0. If you lose, whether you get hammered or lose a heartbreaker, the redemptive value of baseball surfaces the next day. A new opportunity. 0-0 first inning. That's what both of these clubs have to keep in mind no matter what happens tonight. Ball 2 outside to Aaron Peel. Till hit 92 miles an hour on the McDonald speed pitch indicator. Aaron has one of the Kernel 3 hits. The catcher, Miguel Perez, who's played an instrumental role in this game, he's thrown out 2 Kernels trying to steal second, took the ball back to the mound. Aaron Peel drove in a run to tie the game last night at 1 with a sacrifice fly. He's a .210 batter, 6 homers, 13 RBIs. Strike 1 called. Aaron was taking all the way. 2-0 Dayton, bottom of the 9th inning. Neither club has made an error tonight. Kernel pitching has fanned 14 Dragons, but they lead the game. Ball 3 downstairs to Aaron Peel. And it finally looks like our friends out on the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub may be calling it a night. At least a couple of them are draped in towels. Now there are a few more back in the hot tub. Strike 2 call to Aaron Peel. The count full. And the crowd howling at the plate umpire, Jesse Redwine. Brock Till has his sign, and he comes set just below the letters. another foul. Aaron Peel got a piece of it and rolled it foul to the third base Dayton dugout. 2-0 Dragons, top of the ninth inning. Or bottom of the ninth inning, excuse me. They scored 2 runs in the top of the ninth inning. Aaron Peel, open stance, uses a white ash bat. Wears a pair of dark or gray batting gloves, rather. Another payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle, base hit, and Balcom around second and hold there. Diving to his left, Luis Bolivar. He came within inches of a stop that may have resulted in a game-ending double play. But Aaron Peel on a 3-2 pitch sharply hit it on the ground through the middle for a base hit. And now the Kernels have 2 on, 1 out for Quan Cosby. Aaron Peel battled and grounded one just out of the reach of the diving shortstop. Through the middle, Luis Bolivar into center. Aaron Peel sends Blake Balcom to second. And Quan Cosby, who has one of the Kernel 4 hits now, will bat. Oh, brother, the Kernels are trying to mount a rally that would tie this game or win it in the bottom of the ninth. 2 on, 1 out, 2-0 Dragons. Ball one high from Brock Till. It takes a special quality in a human being or a team to be so resilient. One of the greatest lessons of athletics is that old axiom, never give up. Ball 2 high and away, and Quan is likely to take a pitch. Now here comes the Dayton pitching coach, Larry Pearson, and the catcher, Miguel Perez. You may be wondering, do the Dragons have anybody warming up in their bullpen? No, they do not. Dayton scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the top of this ninth inning. Both starters, Nick Touchtone for the Kernels and David Schaefer for Dayton, pitched magnificently. Touchtone, 7 scoreless innings, allowed 3 hits, struck out 11, walked 1. David Schaefer countered for Dayton in his second start of the year, a transformed closer, 6 shutout innings, allowing 2 hits, fanning 4, walking none. Larry Pearson, the Dayton pitching coach, now trotting back into the Dragon third base dugout. It's 2-0 to Quan Cosby. Now, conventional wisdom would say he takes, but Bobby Magallanes is so aggressive in his style, he may say, Quan, you're hitting because that pitcher needs to throw you a strike. Is Quan swinging? No, a strike on an a fastball. Strike 1 called. Blake Balcom at second, the tying run at first, Aaron Peel. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2-0 Dragons. Quan, a switch hitter, batting left. Swings and misses, strike 2. A bottom fell out of that pitch. It looked like a split finger delivery. I mean, the bottom fell out of that thing. 2043, urging the Kernels on. The center fielder, Elvin Beltre, plays Quan to hit the other way. A huge gap in right center. Till's pitch. Swing and a tip foul. Oh, Quan just got a piece of it. He tipped it foul behind home plate. Everybody on the edge of their seats. Dayton 2, Kernels nothing. Bottom of the ninth inning, 1 away. Blake Balcom at second, Aaron Peel at first. Now the Dayton right-hander wings it homeward. All over the catcher's head. Wild pitch. The tying runs in scoring position. Wild pitch. Balcom to third. Peel to second. And it's 3-2 to Quan Cosby. A wild pitch by Brock Till. And the Kernels have the tying runs aboard. Now in scoring position. And the count 3-2 to Quan Cosby. Wow. Now a base hit would likely tie the game. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2-0 Dayton. Balcom advanced to third, Peel up to second into scoring position, a pitch over the head of the catcher, Miguel Perez. And the count full to Quan Cosby. Here's the payoff pitch. Oh, strike three called! Oh, strike three called! A letter high curveball! Wow! It looked high, but we live with the decision. Quan called out on strikes. It looked high. It really looked high. Wow, a surprising call by Jesse Redwine, the plate umpire, but that's the way it goes. Now Brandon Wood will try to strike a thunderous blow for the Kernels. Tyne runs in scoring position, 2 gone. Brandon's had a tough series, 0 for 7 so far. Ground ball left side, cut off, booted by the third baseman. They're going to try it. Oh, Peel stopped at third. They waved him home, but he didn't see. He stopped at third. A run is scored. An error by the third baseman. Had Aaron Peel picked up Bobby Magallanes, they were going to send him. He might have scored. But Brandon Wood grounding one to the left side. It went off the glove of Walter Olmstead. An error. And Blake Balcom scores to make it 2-1. Aaron Peel rounded third. Bobby Magallanes was waving him home. He must not have seen Bobby. I don't know. I can't guarantee you that Peel would have scored. But the ball trickled to the left of the third baseman. He was laying on his stomach. The shortstop was going deep in the hole. Peel may have scored. I just don't know. But better safe than sorry, I suppose. You would hate to have the winning run thrown out, or the tying run thrown out at the plate with your hottest hitter coming up, Bobby Wilson. First and third, 2 out. A pitch in the dirt, ball 1, and a saving stop by Miguel Perez. Well, the Kernels have done everything but tie this game in the bottom of the ninth inning. Tyne run at third, Aaron Peel. Winning run at first, Brandon Wood. Bobby Wilson, 0 for 3 in this game, sitting on a 12-game hitting streak. Ball 2 low to Bobby Wilson. 2-1 Dayton, bottom of the ninth inning. Kernels won the completion of last night's suspended game 2-1, despite being out hit 2-1. The Kernels have rallied for 1 here in the ninth on 2 hits, a wild pitch, and an error. Bobby Wilson, a right-handed hitter, .322 average. Curve, strike 1 called, and a very good pitch by Brock Till. That was some pitch by Till. Bobby was sitting on the express. He got the local. That's fine. Tyne run at third, Aaron Peel. Brandon Wood leads away from first. He's the winning run. Outfield deep for Bobby Wilson. Ball 3 inside, almost hit Bobby. Ball 3 inside, lurking on deck, Matt Brown. What do you do if you're the Dragons? Do you give Bobby Wilson anything he can drive? He has a 12-game hitting streak. He's been the hottest Kernel hitter the last 2.5 weeks. 3-1 to Bobby. Aaron Peel at third, Wood at first. Ooh, strike 2 called on the outside corner. It looked a foot outside. Wow. Well, it's a full count to Bobby Wilson. What a pitch by Brock Till, a fastball at the knees on the black edge of the plate. Can't get any better than this, can it? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tyne run at third, Aaron Peel. Winning run at first, Brandon Wood. And Bobby Wilson battling right-hander Brock Till. Strike 3 called! Strike 3 called! Bobby Wilson can't believe it. Bobby Wilson can't believe it. Strike 3 called. Dayton hangs on and wins it 2-1. Bobby Wilson cannot believe Jesse Redwine's calls. Wow! I don't know if the man in blue affected the game, but he called strike 3. In the ninth inning, 1 run for the Kernels on 2 base hits, a wild pitch, 1 Dayton error, and the Kernels leave 2 men aboard. Are only 2 stranded tonight. Well, it's one of those cases where you can't really count it. I mean, you count it as a loss, but the Kernels have to be commended for a gutsy comeback in the ninth inning. They darn near pulled this one out of the fire, did everything but pull it out of the fire. A good night of baseball. The Kernels won the completion of the suspended game 2-1, and give the Dragon pitching staff credit. Dayton rallied, and they've gained a split with a 2-run ninth inning. They hold off the Kernel charge in the bottom of the ninth, and the Dragons win it 2-1. What a fantastic night of baseball. We'll put a lid on it next. You're on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots. Thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you. Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Hey, corporate employees and union members, too. Airport National 27-0 Public Golf Course in Cedar Rapids has an unbelievable new corporate union season pass special for you. 2 people for $300, 4 people for $250, 10 people or more for only $200 each. Add a spouse for only $125 or just $50 for each child. Airport National Public Golf is now accepting new corporate, charity, and church golf outings and leagues starting as low as only $11 per person. Holy sliced, Batman. Please visit us just 4 miles east of the Eastern Iowa Airport today.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, baseball is indeed the best sport, the most enjoyable to watch, and what an evening of baseball we had here. The Kernels, in the completion of a suspended game from last night, scored a run without the benefit of a base hit in the 7th inning of the completion of the suspended game. Chris Hunter pitched 4 scoreless shutout innings of relief, and the Kernels eked out a 2-1 victory. Dayton turned the same score on us. They won tonight's regularly scheduled contest 2-1, and it was one of those games that, although the Kernels lost, it was just a exciting, magnificently pitched, and well-played ball game, and we tip our caps to both the Kernels and Dragons for keeping us on the edge of our seats the entire evening. John Rogers here with you for the Kernel Curtain Call, and the game was scoreless until the 9th inning. Nick Touchstone, 7 innings of shutout starting. He has now extended his scoreless inning streak to a remarkable 17 frames. Nick went 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. The game was scoreless until the top of the 9th inning. Brian Fry took a hanging curveball from Bob Zimmerman, singled into left. Then on a 3-0 pitch, no surprise that Walter Olmsted swung, and he drilled a double into the right field corner. Kyle Smith struck out looking. The count went 2-0 to Ben Himes, a left-handed batter. A base was open, but Himes was pitched to, and he delivered a 2-run triple into the right center field gap to score a pair. The next man struck out. The Kernels never gave up. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Blake Balcom singled hard through the box. After Tommy Duenas struck out looking, Aaron Peel battled, and on a 3-2 pitch, he singled hard past the diving shortstop into center, sending Balcom to second. A wild pitch followed, putting the tying runs in scoring position. Quan Cosby struck out on a curveball that looked a little high, but they called it a letter high, strike 3 called, and we live with that. Brandon Wood then grounded one to the left side. Walter Olmsted dove to his left, got a glove on it. It squirted out of his glove. Remember, Balcom was at third. He scored the only Kernel run of this game. Aaron Peel rounded third, and it looked like Bobby Magallanes was waving him home. because the third baseman, Olmstead, was sprawled out on his stomach. The shortstop, Luis Bolivar, was in shallow left in case he had to backhand the ground ball. Could Peel have scored? Did Aaron see Bobby Magallanes? We won't know. He held at third himself. Bobby was trying to wave him home. Bobby Wilson got ahead in the count 3-1, and then a pitch that, well, it looked low and outside, but we're not the plate umpire. Jesse Redwine correctly ruled it in his judgment to be a strike 2 called, and then Bobby Wilson took a borderline pitch on the outside corner for strike 3 called, and you tip your cap to Brock Till and the Dayton Dragons, and you salute the Kernels for a marvelous evening of baseball. 2-1 Dragons, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Dragons left a grand total of 6 runners. The Kernels, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. We stranded only 2 men, and those were left in the bottom of the 9th inning. The winning pitcher for the Dragons, reliever, now starter Brock Till. Relief pitcher Brock Till. He's 3-3. The Colonel tough luck loser was Bob Zimmerman. His record is 2-4, but that record is not indicative of how well Bob has pitched all season. The game time, 2 hours and 17 minutes, and the spectator number of a very impressive 2,043 here on Pierce Elementary School night. Our special guest, State Farm Insurance Agent Gary Schubat, his son Ryan, and we're going to take a break here on the Colonel Curtain Call. When we return, we'll enjoy our Liberty Bank star play of the game. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da 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 da! Hey, call the A-Team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow.
She's gonna kill you.
What am I gonna do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
Oh, a wonderful night of baseball. 2-1 scores. The Kernels, in the completion of a suspended game earlier this evening, didn't get a hit, only had 1 hit in the game, didn't get a hit in the 7th inning, and scored a run, and Chris Hunter's 4 shutout innings spelled the difference, and then brilliant starting pitching in the regularly scheduled contest by Nick Touchstone and David Schaefer, the starters. Dayton scored 2 in the top of the 9th. The Kernels had the tying runs in scoring position in the bottom of the 9th, scored a run, but fell 1 run short, 2-1. Iowa's fastest growing community bank, Liberty Bank, is now proud to present our Liberty Bank star play of the game. It took place in the top of the 7th inning. It was a scoreless game. Nick Touchstone was facing left-handed hitting DH Ben Himes. Here's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. With a runner at first in a scoreless game, the 0-2 from Nick. Strike 3 called! Nick Touchstone with his 11th strikeout. He fans the side for the second time tonight. Nick Touchstone, 7 scoreless innings. He's now pitched 17 shutout frames in his last 3 appearances. Nick Touchstone was magnificent. He and Bob Zimmerman combined to whiff 15 Dayton Dragons, but the Kernels were shackled on just 4 hits and dropped this game 2-1. That's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Colonel Baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Colonel Baseball, a community treasure.
That'll
Gold glove you're wearing gets you $2 off any new regularly priced one you purchase from Jones, Twin Pines, or Ellis Golf Shop. Leather or all weather, get $2 off when you trade in any time in May. And 2004 golf shoes start at just $49.95. Top brands like FootJoy, the #1 shoe in golf, the new Dexter shoe, and Nike make selection easy. Great values from the Iowa PGA Section award-winning golf shops.
Cedar Rapids Golf, serving your needs to a T. Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children.
Overall, we're 25-19. We win the completion of a suspended game 2-1 earlier this evening, then drop a heartbreaker to the Dragons in a well-played contest 2-1. We have not yet received our State Farm Major League scoreboard update, so let's take just a moment to remind you that we play again tomorrow against the Cincinnati Red Minor Leaguers. The gates open at 5:30, and we'll get underway at 6:30. It will be Truman Elementary School night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Then Thursday, make plans to join us for Sun and Fun, a noon start Thursday as we wrap up the series against the Dragons. Then we welcome in the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Chicago Cubs. The Lansing Lugnuts will be here Friday. It'll be Pat McGrath's used car night. That means 4 of you lucky Kernel fans, 18 years and older, with a valid driver's license and proof of insurance, will drive away, thanks to Pat McGrath Chevyland, with a used car. Saturday, it's a 5 o'clock start against the Cub affiliate. The gates open at 4. Sunday, the Superstars are here, 2 o'clock, and the gates open at 1. And then Monday afternoon, Memorial Day, we'll have a 2 o'clock game for you. What a way to celebrate the Memorial Day weekend with the Lansing Lugnuts coming in. I'm John Rogers. We're going to keep it right here for a few more moments because ordinarily we're able to hustle in our State Farm Major League scoreboard by now. We do want to thank our special guests from Pierce Elementary School, their principal, Dr. Becky DeWald, and we will have the State Farm Major League scoreboard in just a few moments, hopefully. Also want to thank Gary Schubat, State Farm Insurance Agent. He came with his son Ryan, and boy, even though we dropped the game 2-1, I don't think Ryan and Gary could have asked for a better game to watch on a beautiful Tuesday evening, and it was our pleasure to have them up in the broadcast booth tonight. The grounds crew is putting the final touches on the home plate area to get it ready for tomorrow's game. The storms that caused us so much havoc and turmoil and, quite frankly, dismay the last 4 days have moved on, and so the weather will be great for the rest of the homestand, and we invite you to join us tomorrow, a 6:30 start. We want to, as the State Farm Major League scoreboard scores are being rounded up, another reason that I should have a laptop computer, but one of these years I'll spring for one, and I really appreciate the Kernel staff working so hard to get us the State Farm Major League scores because we have a full slate of games we want to report to you. Bev Taylor is our in-studio engineer. He's hanging in there with us. The State Farm Major League scoreboard is going to be brought to us by State Farm Insurance Agent Dale Thompson, State Farm Insurance Agent Gary Schubat, State Farm Insurance Agent Al Shetler, and State Farm Insurance Agent Lanny Peterson. And here it is. We have 3 finals in the National League. Let's get to them. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, Montreal knocked off the Braves 3-1. A final from Cincinnati, it was the Reds harpooning the Marlins 5-2. The Mets played at Shea Stadium and they blanked Philadelphia 5-0. They're in the top of the 9th inning at Minute Maid Park, and the Astros lead Chicago, the Cubs that is, 5-0. Bottom of the 7th at Miller Park, the Dodgers 4, the Brewers 3. The Pirates and Cardinals were postponed due to rain at Busch Stadium, and the Rockies are on top of San Diego at Coors Field in the 5th inning, top of the 5th, 6-3, Colorado. 3 finals in the American League. Let's start at Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals edged the Tigers 4-3. At Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, the Devil Rays stomped Minnesota 6-1. And at Fenway Park, the Red Sox dismantled Oakland 12-2. They're in the top of the 12th inning at Cleveland, and the Mariners have broken through, and now wait a minute. Well, according to what I have, Seattle leads 4-0 in the top of the 12th at Cleveland. I hope that's right. It must be right. Top of the 12th inning, Seattle 4, Cleveland nothing at Jacobs Field. Top of the 7th inning in Baltimore, the Yankees are pounding the Orioles 8-2. And in the bottom of the 8th at Comiskey, the Rangers lead the White Sox 6-3. A welcome addendum to the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Any of these, yes, some of these involve the Kernels. In that dogfight for the Western Division first half crown, Kane County picks up a game, or a half game at least, on the Kernels. Kane County turned back Beloit at Philip Elstrom Stadium 4-2. A lefty named Steve Bondurant has upped his record to 8-2. And no other finals, although Clinton's leading at Alliant Energy Field 9-5. That's bad news. They lead Fort Wayne. And 6-6, a wild one in Peoria, Burlington and the Chiefs. We hope Burlington will win that game. So the Kernels win 2-1 and lose 2-1. And thanks for staying with us for that complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Dugout interview time tomorrow, 6:10. Thanks to Bev Taylor, our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers. So long from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.